I'm gonna hit you so hard you won't see nothing. Ever, 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 ever.
Audio skulls all day.
The Mad Scientist Lab.
Does it sound like I'm peeing?
It sounds like you're peeing.
Okay, well,
We're
I'm not
streaming. That's the sound of the stream.
Yeah, there we go. The stream of verbalization and visualization. Because all right, okay, I got my words here. Because not only do we have that, we have our 196th episode of the Mad Scientist Lab podcast. Welcome, folks. As always, it is I, RJ, the pizza guy, along with Jared, the visual mad scientist. Jared, there you go. There's that famous thumb of his. And we are not only joined by one guest this week, but two. We have Shawn. Hello. Welcome back.
Thank you so much.
And then Dan, welcome to the podcast. Your very first appearance here on the Mad Scientist Lab.
Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. So you might want to scoot a little closer to the microphone. That way we pick up the sound of your wonderful voice.
Your beautiful voice.
Yeah, but welcome over, man. Thanks for coming over. Shawn, thank you for coming back over as well.
Thank you for having me. I just stay here. I just hide out in your basement all week.
Yeah, I know. Shawn is like
This is not a lie, ladies.
Yeah, no, it's not. He's like hibernating. He's like a bear in the wintertime.
Corner.
And he picks up after himself, which is really good. A lot of house guests
You gotta fix this white balance. Keep going.
just can't do it. Have you ever had Dan? Let me ask you this: have you ever had a roommate? Like, it's not like a family member, but a friend, like maybe in college or your younger years or anything like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, did you have somebody that just didn't clean up after themselves, or was just like invading all the space? They're like, or it's like your buddy's friend that came over and never left, kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. When I lived in my early 20s, we lived in an apartment complex. We had one person in the bedroom. One of our friends stayed on the couch. The guy that stayed on the couch was a big slob, stuff all over the place. Yeah, it was horrible.
Did he pay for anything?
Yeah, he paid us something. But the one thing I can say that he really helped out is he worked for a beer company. And one day I came home and all the stuff in the refrigerator was out of the refrigerator. And I was like, what's going on? What do you do now? What a slob. I opened the refrigerator and there's a whole keg of beer. He took out everything in the refrigerator, put the shelves down to get the keg in, and all was forgiven. We had a big, huge party. It was pretty awesome.
What the fuck? So,
Except for that ice cream that I just bought and now melted.
yeah,
That's a small price to pay.
Yeah, let me ask you: was there a lot of valuable food in the fridge?
It didn't matter. It was a whole keg of beer.
Okay, so
We're in our 20s. That was it.
yeah, who needs to eat when you have a keg? Honestly, I feel like I would react the same. But to Jared's credit, ice cream is very important, and if you leave it out, it's dick bags do that. Are you one of those people that leaves like? Because I do this sometimes. It's like when you get the last one of whatever is in the box and you just leave the box there and you don't throw it away.
No, I hate that,
in the
man.
box.
I hate that.
You leave one in the box.
No, because, so I have a terrible habit of being the guy that takes the last thing and then I don't dispose of the trash afterwards.
Well, then you're a shitbag.
I'm pretty bad about
shitbag, RJ.
I don't mean to be. And you know what's crazy? I don't do it intentionally. I don't do it on purpose, as crazy as that sounds.
One time I lived at my friend's house, and his brother lived there too. And one night I finished off the Cheez-Its, except for like 4 Cheez-Its or something, and I left the box. And then my friend's wife, also my friend, but she went to pour, and she's like, who the fuck leaves like 4 Cheez-Its? But the best part was she totally assumed that it was the guy's brother and not me. So he got all the shit, and I just sat there like, man, who does that?
Yeah.
Like, that's fucking, I would never. Like,
So did he like try to plead the fifth or just like say, hey, I didn't do this. It was Shawn. It was Shawn, that guy.
See, like, usually he was the culprit of shit because he would like shave and just leave his hair all over the bathroom.
Oh my God, that is like the worst type of human being.
He was so used to being guilty that I think he didn't even remember. He was like, it probably was me. So like, yeah. You know, and I'm just like, yeah, it fucking was you. Like, don't ever do that again. Well, hey, anybody got some Cheez-Its though?
Yeah, dude, what I was going to say is I'll give you a good example. So several weeks ago at work, we got pizza for lunch, right? Got, a couple boxes of pizza out there in the service lane. And then I open up the box. It's the last slice of pepperoni. So I take it, I start eating it, and I close the box. It's empty. I literally just close it. I start eating it, and then my boss is like, RJ, you're not going to throw the box away? You just took the last slice. And I was just like, you know what?
Can I eat the slice first?
Yeah, well, one, I'm glad he brought it to my attention because I was not going to throw the box away.
You really are a shitbag.
Dude, I am the worst. And I don't do it on purpose. I literally, people probably think this guy's a dick. And my family, my own family probably thinks I'm an asshole. Then I make them do it themselves. But no, I don't know. It just doesn't click in my mind at that moment.
Well, I will say often I will, like, at home, finish off a pizza and I'll leave the box, like, on the oven, like, with the intention of I'm going to take it out and throw it away when I leave the house the next day. But then either my roommate leaves before me and he takes it, or I just forget and he ends up throwing it away. And, like, I feel bad because it's like my intention is always that I'm going to take it. But in the morning when I'm leaving for work, I don't necessarily remember, like, hey, fatty, you've got a pizza box on the oven, which I should remember because it's like a daily occurrence. But,
yeah, it's all right. It's all right.
So he thinks you're a shitbag. Is what you're saying.
Well, he knows I'm a shitbag.
Well, I mean, I guess we're all shitbags in our own right.
We're shitbags. Welcome to the Mad Shitbag Podcast.
Jared, would you like to elaborate?
I don't even know what the hell y'all talking about.
Just be, just not throwing the box away, or it's like if you drink the last bit of milk and you put the jug back in the fridge.
Why wouldn't you throw the box away if you're done?
That's what I'm saying. I don't mean to do it. I just do it like subconscious, or I don't do it
put it
subconscious.
back in the fridge, or do you just leave it on the counter?
I think it depends on. Now, I'm not putting anything back in
the fridge.
So you're just a lazy motherfucker who don't pay attention to shit.
That's not true. I'm not lazy. I am a motherfucker. Anyway, sorry. I just wanted. It made me feel cool.
I gotta say,
Those poor kids.
I live alone, so I can do shit that fucking I can do whatever the fuck I want. So if I don't feel like taking the pizza box out, I'll at least move the motherfucker to the trash can.
Yeah, and I think that's fair, obviously. And again, I don't do this all the time, but with certain things, I'll give you a really good example. Well, the bathroom upstairs is technically mine, so it's not even a big deal. But if I use the last roll of toilet paper, like I don't switch it until I use the bathroom again. I don't switch it right then and there. But it's my own bathroom, so I guess that's not a really good example.
I don't think that's that big of a deal.
No, but I just, with miscellaneous things, just very, dry, contained foods, like stuff that's not, you put in the fridge. Like, if it's in the fridge, it's like if I take a carton of eggs out and use all the eggs, I'm not going to put the carton back in. I'll throw the carton away. It's just like cereal boxes, just little weird shit. It's not, I don't know. I don't know. I just don't compute.
So is the cereal box empty?
It is. And I'll just set it there, and I'll eat my bowl, and I'll just vanish into thin air. I'm like Batman, dude.
You're like Batman,
that's a product of you living with women. Because you're lazy as fuck. That's laziness. Because you're expecting somebody else to do it. That's 100% what's happening.
No, not even.
Then why don't you do it?
I don't know. It just doesn't compute in my head.
If you're done with it before you take the bowl,
to even think about it.
That's my point. If you're done with the box and you just pour it's the last bowl of cereal that you're going to get out of that box.
Right there.
Yeah, take the motherfucker and put it in the trash before you walk off with the fucking bowl.
I don't know. It's just it's not all the time.
With
don't get me
my
wrong.
pizza boxes, they have to go outside. So I'm not in the mood to go outside in the middle of my meal.
Notice he said pizza boxes.
That's all right.
Yeah, because you got the breadsticks and the cheesy bites and the
Well, speaking of cheesy bites, dude, my mom
Speaking of cheesy bites.
So my mom ordered herself some lunch earlier from Domino's, right? She got one of their sandwiches, and then she got their loaded tots, which I've never had before.
I have not tried them yet.
I have had them.
Are they good?
They're pretty good.
Yeah, so I only had like 3 or 4 of them because I had just finished eating myself. And
you ate yourself.
I did.
Bro, stop biting on the mic. Move it back some.
Jesus.
There you go. And you still got closer.
Yeah, I know. That was intentional.
He's got an oral fixation.
That is correct.
Every time I look over, only his mic is peaking, so...
RJ's sucking that mic.
Sucking on the mic, folks. No, but I tried some of these cheesy bites or loaded tots, and I thought they were okay. Now, the first one I tried initially, I don't know if it was the cheese that tasted different or it was the actual tot. It had a very peculiar taste to it. Nothing bad, but it didn't just taste like a traditional tot. So I want to say it was
nobody's ever had a Domino's tot before. So.
I mean,
I'm not starting today either.
No, and again, it's put it this way: tater tots, potatoes. Everybody knows how we feel about potatoes on this podcast. And Dan, I would like to. Yeah, are you a potato guy?
Potatoes, yes.
Yeah, because
fried potatoes even better.
Yeah, so potatoes in general are a delicacy we don't deserve, but I feel like if I want tater tots, I have to make them myself, or get the frozen kind from the store, put them in the oven, bake them to a golden crisp. You know what I'm saying? Get your condiments or dippings, whatever. I feel like if I get tater tots from somewhere else, it's not authentic.
Have you had the tater tots at Tortuga Verde?
I have it. I think.
say it wider again.
say it again for us, Shawn.
Tortuga Verde.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
He just recently had an aneurysm, folks. So that's why he sounds like
That
that.
motherfucker was struggling.
Tortuga Verde.
They're not
It was in
bad.
slow motion.
I did that on purpose, by the way.
Yeah, we get it.
You
Sure.
get it, Jared. Yeah,
Sure we did.
No.
Shut up.
The loaded ones are good there.
To me, tots are tots.
Yeah.
Like, that sounds like what a pervert says.
Oh
but-
yeah.
You brought it up.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
it's funny how every time you're on this show, that comes up from you.
So, anyways, I was watching that Jared doc. No, never mind. But yeah, I don't find much variance in the taste of tots.
No, I don't know.
Me
But,
neither.
no, and I understand that. Again, it's all the same shit.
We
but
need you to cook us some tots, RJ.
I think
Yeah,
I will make
apparently
you.
he makes gourmet tots.
Yeah.
I mean,
RJ don't cook
RJ's
for
the top
nobody.
master.
RJ doesn't cook for anybody but himself
that is not true.
or his family.
Or Papa John's customers.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Back
doesn't
in
count.
the day.
That doesn't count.
Oh, I'm sorry, John Papa. Is that how we should say it?
Jean Papa.
One day Papa.
All
No,
right.
it's not that sophisticated.
No, so here, speaking of that, have you tried the garlic parmesan stuffed crust pizza? Since you were just
Yes,
talking about
yes,
stuffed crust, you were
yes,
just
I-
talking about pizza boxes.
Yes, I have.
I'm just curious.
So I was actually disappointed because this was definitely one of these cases where I could tell, like, no, what you see in the commercial and what you get are not the same.
Damn it.
Basically, they just gave me a regular stuffed crust pizza. I was like, because the advertisement says, like, oh, there's the garlic sauce in the crust, and then they put it on the crust, and I'm like, I'm not tasting or seeing any of that. It's just a stuffed crust pizza with a side of garlic sauce, what you get anyways. I'd be willing to try it again. And
Do you think somebody forgot to put the sauce on after the fact?
Yeah, I'm sure there was some lack of caring or paying attention going on. Like you forgetting to throw the cereal box away.
Yeah,
that's the example you set for them, RJ.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's all your fault is the point.
You know, I
But,
think about that sometimes. Like when I order pizza, like, is my order going to come correct? I will tell you that
You better come correct, Joe.
I will tell you that only twice in recent years that my pizza came correct, but it was not cut. Somebody didn't cut my pizza.
How does that happen?
I don't know.
I've never had that happen.
Papa John's for you.
No. One of them was actually from Pizza Hut when I lived in Woodbridge. Okay, which is very. I mean,
You said exactly what you needed to say.
But leave it to a big guy to say, oh, that was horrible, but I'll try it again.
yeah.
He's like, oh, that was horrible. I didn't get nothing out of it, but I would try it again, maybe 5 more
Can I
times.
get one more?
Yeah.
Can I get another one, please?
Yeah. No, but to
For
Sean's
eating
credit,
like a taco and shit.
Yeah, that was horrible. Let me try that 5 more
Well, I
times.
know, that's
Yeah.
always been my trademark. Like, even back in high school, I'd be eating lunch and be like, this fucking tastes like shit. Are you going to finish yours?
No, the reason I asked that is because when the garlic parmesan crust was introduced, like
It
back
looks
when I was
sexy as fuck on the commercial.
Yeah, so you're actually supposed
My
to
dick
apply
got
it
hard.
Yeah, so you're supposed to apply it before it goes in the oven. So I'm thinking
Right.
somebody just put it in the oven without applying it.
Yeah.
Because it's got a very distinct look to it
I've
and
eaten
taste.
enough Papa John's stuffed crust to know this was just a regular Papa John's stuffed
I'm
crust.
sorry that you had to go through that. I really am.
appreciate it. Thank
Yeah,
you, sir.
I'm
And
sorry.
again in the future.
What the fuck? It sounded like you were talking about you were in war or something. Shut the fuck up.
It's a pizza
fucking
war.
pizza.
It's a pizza war.
Well, I mean,
okay?
dude, put it this way: when you're really hungry and you get your food, and it's just the best thing in the world. It's like you had a long day at work. You kick your shoes off, your boots. Jared props his feet up on his table next to his Bruce Lee poster and his Albert Einstein poster, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to order myself a pizza.
First of all, they're not posters.
I know they're like pictures.
They're on canvas, so relax.
RJ's just
It's
trying
art.
to prove he's been in your place that one time.
Yeah, and then I was messing with like, you know.
He was looking for notes for his future place.
Yeah, I was
Don't be hating because I got the fucking cool people on my fucking wall.
I've got the Joker and Batman on my wall, and that's about it. And I think
I have that. That's on the kitchen.
Your one in the kitchen is really nice. I do like the one you have in your kitchen. It's a really nice place.
My grandma and Kramer.
There you go.
Who?
My grandmother and
That's what you have on your wall.
Kramer,
like Seinfeld?
yes.
Yeah, you can go ahead and take that one down.
I think I know why.
Yeah, of course, 100%.
That was a wild point in time, I'll tell you. But regardless, so my pizza didn't come cut, right? So I opened up the box, and this is the scenario. I had a long day at
we're
work.
still here. Okay.
Also Stone Cold Steve Austin is on my wall. Just saying.
See, again,
With a poster he signed for me.
Kramer can come down.
I would have to agree with Jared. I would definitely take Stone Cold over Kramer.
Well, I have all three. I don't have to pick.
Anyway, back to your uncut pizza.
So, no, but I'm just saying, like...
Uncircumcised pie.
Yeah, that's what it was.
You know what? I wasn't going to say it. I wanted to let you say it because I knew you were going to say it.
Thank you, sir.
Because that's what was on your mind.
That uncircumcised cock.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
My
he's got a
favorite.
sweater full of them. I'm getting you a sweater full of chickens for Christmas. Sweater of cocks.
I got news for you. That means you're gay.
It does, man. That's such a great sound bit.
That is good.
All right, please put like a nice bow on it.
But anyway, I'm just saying, I looked at it and I laughed a little bit, and I was just like, oh, must be the new guy, right? Because I worked in pizza at the time, and I was just like, I get it. Shit happens. So, luckily enough, knowing me, I have my own pizza cutter at home, and as all of you should. Okay.
Yeah, I do, but I don't want to have to do it.
I don't want to have to do it either, but I cut my pizza. I actually cut it into squares because I like my little squares.
Or because you're a square.
Yeah, I'm a big square. You know,
You're on a roll today.
Yeah, Jared is actually getting along with Shawn. Folks.
Wow, for once, Jared doesn't hate me on the show. This is great.
Bonding
It's
does
'cause I
occur.
sat over here.
Yeah, bonding does occur on rare occasion here on the Mad Scientist.
We didn't give a
Lab.
shout out. Well, shout out to Epic. He's been in here the whole time, and I haven't had
What's
a
up,
chance
buddy?
to say what's up.
What up, Epic?
What up, Epic? No, so I cut it, and then I went about my night. So recently, I would say maybe 2 or 3 months ago, I ordered from a different pizza establishment, and same thing happened. Pizza came fresh. It looked great. I opened the box. It wasn't cut. I was like, oh, maybe they're busy. I always just get a kick out of it. I don't think I've ever actually gotten the incorrect order delivered to me when it comes
Never?
to pizza. No.
Never.
I don't think that's ever happened to me.
The incorrect order for me is not cutting that motherfucker.
Right.
Oh, yeah,
right,
yeah. No, that I understand. And I understand how it can upset people. I totally get it.
So do you complain?
No, I
Not
didn't.
you, but
no.
would you guys complain if it's not cut? Would you call and say?
No, it's not worth it.
I probably wouldn't. No, I probably wouldn't. I would just use a knife because I don't have a cutter. I don't have special utensils.
And the cutter I do have is actually one of those smaller ones, so it is a little more. I have to put a little more oof to my oof. You know what when I'm oofing.
Don't do that. Please.
All my time in the pizza business made me not want to call because I just got sick of being the guy on the other end of the phone. Like, so I just put up with shit. But
well, I mean, working in food is it's a very different world and profession.
as long as it's within reason, I don't worry about it. Like, I get it. Mistakes happen. Like, I'm not gonna ask the driver to come back because he forgot like one side of ranch or something. Like, but yeah, if you forgot my fucking wings, then yes, bring your ass back.
Yeah,
like,
that's understandable. Yeah, I hate when people bitch about the one dipping sauce that that is unfortunately forgotten. Now, granted, you paid for it. I understand.
but
exactly.
You don't have
Hold
some
on.
ranch in your fridge, like.
No, I get the principle.
I don't
of
just
it.
walk around with garlic butter in my fucking refrigerator.
Well, you should give it a try.
Of course, because it comes in handy with cooking and shit too. But
oh fuck, I dropped my garlic butter. There's none in my pocket.
There it is. Jeez. Lather me up. Anyway.
So now we know if we're missing our garlic butter, Sean's got extra.
Sean's the garlic man. Grease us up, baby.
It's okay. I have this butter.
Oh, there we go. But okay, we will move on. But one quick thing,
for the love of God,
I did in fact order from the same Pizza Hut one time when I lived in Woodbridge, and maybe like an hour and some change went by. And I called them and I was like, hey, what's up with, I placed an order. And they were like, yeah, it's going to take another 2 hours. And I was like, oh, you guys can have good luck with that. I wasn't even mad.
Was this a special occasion, like the Super Bowl or something?
No, it was like a random like Tuesday or Wednesday night.
I'm like, just cancel my shit. I'm ordering.
Yeah, so I said, hey, don't worry about it. I'll just go down the road to
I'll starve to
wherever.
death. Thank you.
But I was really, clamoring pizza. So I said, hey, so they refunded my money, no problem. But they were like, yeah, it's going to be another 2 hours. And I literally said, hey, good luck with that. And I was like, oh, yeah, give me my money back as well.
Fuck that.
Because I had one time with Pizza Hut, I pre-ordered for the Super Bowl. I set it to get there like right before kickoff. And we're waiting like halftime, still no pizza. And I keep calling Pizza Hut. I can't get through. So eventually I just ordered Papa John's, and I'm like, hey, you know what? Whichever one shows up first, that's who we're paying. Pizza Hut never showed up. I called them the next day, and she said, yeah, like out of all fucking nights, like our phone lines or our power or something went down during the Super Bowl. And she said, hey, I'll give you like, if you want to make this order again, like I'll give it to you for free.
Yeah.
And so I saved it for the first day of March Madness, and it was a nice day.
Yeah, there you go.
It was a big order, as you could expect. So.
Wheeling and dealing for some future food.
I mean, put it this way.
She offered it. What am I?
I mean, that is the way you make it right to your customer.
Like, just give me my damn money back.
That was great customer service.
I'll never order from you again.
I never paid her up front. I got this all for free. I never paid to begin with.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't prepay. So I ended up getting like $50 worth of food.
It's funny
free.
you even called. I would have just let it go.
Because I called because like what the hell? We ordered ahead of time and you never even showed up. I was a little, and guess what? It pays to call. Okay.
Yeah, there we go. So folks, calling back might be a good idea. Might benefit you in the future.
My grandma always told me
I don't like to complain.
20 minutes on
hate
this
it.
fucking subject.
Because it's important.
Well, one thing they reminded me, you remember the episode of The Simpsons when Otto the bus driver, he got evicted, and they were like, oh, here's your possessions, and it was a jar of mustard.
Yeah.
And he said, I had mustard?
Yeah. Oh, man, dude, The Simpsons is the greatest references of all time. But regardless, moving on. Dan, let me ask you something. Are you a Star Wars guy at all?
Yes.
Are you?
I wouldn't say a huge Star Wars guy, but yes, I've watched all the movies except for maybe the last one.
Well, you weren't missing anything. Don't worry about that.
Well, when you say the last one, are we talking episode 9?
Yeah.
The Rise of Skywalker?
I saw the Rise of Skywalker. After that, wasn't there another one after that? I believe.
Are we talking one of the side films?
Yeah, that might be it. Yeah.
Okay.
So I did see the Rise of Skywalker. Yes.
Okay.
Wasn't that The Last Jedi?
Which one was episode 9?
The Rise of Skywalker. Last Jedi is episode
Well, either
8.
way,
Right, so he
erased the whole fucking last part.
I
The
even
last
saw
3.
Solo even.
Solo was good.
Solo's
It was
good.
That's
decent.
all right.
Yeah.
I'd say erase the last 3 of that saga out of your memory because it shouldn't have
7 through 9?
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Okay, hold on. So, are you trying to tell me that you think the prequels are better than 7 through 9? The fucking Phantom Menace?
I would say not Phantom Menace, but at least we know where Anakin started from and what his humble is.
Yeah,
hold
he
on.
was a little
Hold on.
bitch.
His character building. Number 1. 2 was better. Clone Wars was better, and then Revenge of the Sith was the best of those
Revenge
3.
of the Sith
Yeah.
was great.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
Now-
Absolutely. Clone Wars was very disappointing to me. It
was still
moments.
good.
It had its great moments.
Yep.
But it was still an overall disappointing film.
So wait,
And
whoa.
Phantom Menace is the most disappointing movie in film history.
No, I would say,
When you combine the anticipation,
bro, come on, man. That you telling me those last 3 movies were worth your time and your money?
I liked them. Yes, I liked
Right,
them.
them shits were garbage.
I thought
Like at first, like when they came out and we hadn't seen one in years, it was like, oh yeah, fucking cool, it's Star Wars shit.
I'm not against you.
Now
thinking
looking back on it, they were trash compared to the shit that we've seen since and was in the past. The story was whack.
I'm
They-
not against you.
They were
thinking
being
it
too.
sucked.
They were being too fucking politically correct. Like I'm sorry, I'm not gonna fucking believe that Leia is gonna float away in a fucking basically a damn Cinderella dress, dead, and then fucking zoom her way back into the fucking ship.
I
Like,
actually
get the fuck
forgot
out of here
that
with this
that
shit.
Well, you know
I
why they
forgot
got
that
all
too.
politically correct is because they caught a lot of backlash from the prequels because people said that Jar Jar was like an Islander like stereotype, like who's Misa Jar Jar Binks.
Well, that was just a bad character in general.
Also, I don't even have to explain it. I think we all know who I'm talking about when I talk about the aliens from the prequels that were totally Asian. We all know.
Yeah, but they've been around since even the beginning of Star Wars. Even they were in the original movies.
But everybody was racist back then, so nobody cared.
I don't see your full point, but okay.
Well, my point is that because when these movies came out around 2000, everybody wasn't racist anymore, so there was some backlash. So Star Wars went a little too far the other way.
You do my Donald Trump face.
The mug shot. The mug shot.
No, not the mug shot. The fucking. What do you mean they weren't racist anymore?
Well, not as racist as they were in 1977, at least.
No, but it's still is prevalent in the fucking movies. Matter of fact, are we just going to forget, and I've talked about it before, are we just going to forget that the entire empire was based on Nazis? We're not going to talk about that.
That's accurate.
And it's still the same.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
They're still based
actually,
on
Jared, that is a fucking great point, is that, yes, you are right. That you're 1,000% right. I got to give you mad props for that, honestly, is that, yes, the original Star Wars, they were doing racial stereotypes then with fucking Grand Moff Tarkin and all these you may fire when ready. Yes, they were all fucking Nazis, okay? But it was fitting because the Nazis were fucking evil-ass people. I don't think everybody from the Caribbean is as much of a fucking R-word as Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, but that was one person out of the entire species that they were supposed to be representing.
That was our main representative. And
again, it was a bad character. We all know. Even the guy who played that character got fucking death threats for that fucking character.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Why is pretty Misa threatened me?
He just got back.
Misa just a Jar Jar.
He just got back in the what series was that he was? Oh, the Obi-Wan Kenobi. Was it Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Nah,
no. Andor.
Andor, yeah.
He's a different character now, but he's now back in Star Wars. So I guess to make up for that
for lost time.
No, to me, Jar Jar isn't even the worst thing. The thing I hate the most about the prequels, especially Episode 1, is the way that they make Darth Vader, the most badass villain ever, look like a fucking bitch.
Wait, how?
From the get-go, when he's a little kid, they call him Annie.
He's not Vader then.
Yeah, he's a kid. It's character building.
I'm just saying.
He's not.
This is his life. He's still the
two
same
different.
person.
There are two different characters.
Okay, but still,
he grew into a badass.
To me, it's so disappointing. And then we're watching him in Episode 2. Oh, now he's frolicking in the flowers with Padme.
He's not Vader. He is Anakin Skywalker. They are two different people.
He doesn't become Vader till Obi-Wan.
Either way,
slices him to pieces.
It just makes it hard for me to take him serious later. I mean, honestly, he's an F word, okay? But then in Episode 3, at the end, okay, his lightsaber duel versus Obi-Wan, that's like the best lightsaber duel ever. But it gets ruined at the end when he's like, I hate you! Ah!
That's the rage. That's the whole point. Oh, my God. You don't understand Star Wars. That's clear. It's clear that you don't understand Star Wars.
It's character development.
Yeah. Like he starts out as a kid.
It's some of the best cinematic character development.
It shows, yeah, exactly.
People hate those movies.
Okay? It shows, yeah. We hate them for what they are, but what the character represents, like that's what it is.
Star Wars. The original films are always.
You're insane.
Empire Strikes Back is my favorite movie ever. Okay. Well, I love Star Wars to death, and that's why I hated it so much.
You're insane.
But I'm such a fan, I still have seen the prequels a million times because I still want to do a full rewatch.
I like this. I like the full rewatch.
And it does have its moments. Like, okay, Phantom Menace, like I said, I think I would never say one of the worst movies ever, but one of the most disappointing movies ever. But still, Darth Maul was fucking awesome, okay?
Yeah, he's pretty badass.
Was pretty awesome.
Yeah,
he's pretty
But what
badass.
do? They fucking cut him in half at the end of the movie.
But he comes back.
Not in the movies.
In the Clone Wars stuff, which has a lot of lore that is used in all the new stuff.
I'm not as into that stuff, but I get it.
So the reason I brought Star Wars up is because we got lucky this week. Yeah. And
let the man talk. See, that's how I know when he's starting to get buzzed because he don't listen to what's going on. He just wants to talk.
I'm listening.
I'm the
Go
same.
ahead.
I'm the same way.
Yeah, we
It
know.
only
Go
took
ahead.
Jared this long to turn against me.
So what? Oh my God, I was about to butcher your name. It's Osaka.
Ahsoka.
Ahsoka. Yeah, I'm sorry. I keep thinking of Asuka, the wrestler, and it was just fucking with my brain. But anyway, the 2-part series premiere came out earlier this week, and I think they released it like a week or something early. From my understanding.
No, maybe a day early.
Maybe okay.
You were a week late.
So I was watching. So I knew it was coming out soon, but I didn't know like an actual date. And when I got home from work last Monday night, I was just kind of peeping some of the Commanders Baltimore game, and the commercial came on, and they're like tomorrow night, and I was just like I was actually like I was happy. So I watched the first 2 episodes. And I liked it a lot, actually. I'm intrigued to see where it's going. And I'll tell you, if it wasn't Star Wars, I would still like it. Because that's how kind of intrigued I am by the whole, like...
So even if you weren't already invested in the character...
Yeah, I actually liked it a lot more than I thought I was going to. I thought it was going to be good, but I'm just like, I like this. I like what they're doing.
I haven't watched it yet. Jared, have you watched it?
Yeah, of course I have. What kind of question is that?
I
haven't watched it yet.
I don't. What? Since you haven't watched, have you watched it?
I haven't watched it yet.
Well, I don't want to give it. Well, there's probably a lot of people who haven't seen
But do
it.
you agree with RJ? Did you like it?
Well, if you let me fucking get into what I was gonna say, let me voice my own opinion.
trying to interview
White
you.
man.
I'm trying to white-splain you.
Exactly. That's
What?
exactly what you're doing.
Why explain it?
Anyway, fucking yeah, I liked it. Like you were saying, I like where they're going with it. The way I looked at it is because I didn't watch all of Rebels, but I watched it like when it first came on. I forgot how I got into it. I think it was on regular TV when it first came on and after something else.
Yeah.
And
Really?
yeah, so I started watching it then. So I kind of knew the characters aside from Ahsoka because she didn't come in till later. But in my eyes, the way I'm looking at it is this is kind of like Rebels, Ahsoka like mixed together.
Yeah.
It is Ahsoka's show, but it's like all those characters from Rebels are in there, and they even have a lot of homages to the Rebels series, and the whole point of who they're looking for is a part of Rebels and all that shit. And there's a couple of characters in The Mandalorian that were also part of the Rebels that will probably show up in this series too later. The other thing that I kind of noticed mostly about it is, and there was 2 things because I rewatched it today. They're bringing in, it's starting to seem more of a Lord of the Rings kind of feel.
Yeah, so I think that's kind of why when I was watching it, I was like, I thought to myself, if this wasn't Star Wars, because when people think of Star Wars, obviously you're going to think of the main people. Luke Skywalker.
You think of Jedi Sith. That's
yeah.
it.
Jar Jar Binks.
And
No, we don't think about that.
I don't know if he's brought up very often.
Padme.
But I was watching and I was like, man, if this wasn't Star Wars, I think I would still be into it.
No,
And
100%. I that's what I'm saying. Like it has a different feel than any other series that we've seen so far.
It's like kind of
Can you
cryptic.
explain, what do you mean when you say it's more like Lord of the Rings?
I don't want to give anything away.
Okay.
It's just kind of cryptic.
Now
to a
what?
degree.
Now when I say that though, me knowing some and watching other stuff that kind of explain the old stuff. This is stuff that's always existed in the Star Wars universe, but it was all pre-Skywalkers.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, we're now out of the Skywalker bullshit. Like, I'm over it. Everybody's over it.
Saw the last.
Now we're learning all the shit that happened before all of this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, this is the modern point of, like, Luke Skywalker's still alive and this, that, and the other thing. But there's other species and there's other wars that have been going on prior to when the Skywalkers came through.
Yeah, so check it out, man.
I already planned to, yeah.
And then
It's good.
And silly ass question, because I watched them later in the week, watched them Thursday night. Does this come out on Wednesday, the new
I'm
episodes?
thinking it is
Yeah.
Wednesday.
No,
Okay.
no. Actually, I saw this. So This is actually a new thing for Disney Plus, where normally the new episodes come on at the start of the day on whatever day, which is 3 a.m. East Coast time, because that's midnight.
Well, yeah.
Well, so here's what they're doing now with the Ahsoka show. It comes on at 8 p.m. on Tuesday nights.
So they're doing like a prime time thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, well, I think that's not a bad.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I actually kind of like that. That'll definitely spike.
And it actually makes sense because if you want to watch it, if parents want to watch it with their kids, then like hey, it's 8 o'clock, we can sit down and watch
it. It's
it.
nice and fresh.
Yeah. And this is real primetime television, folks. Not that little.
That's trying to make it still like a traditional TV viewing experience.
Yeah.
And something that we talk about very adamantly on this show. So that leads me to Dan's next question. Dan, you are a consumer of entertainment and various things. No, what I was going to say, did you prefer the binging model as opposed to the wait week by week for the anticipation to build up per episode? Where does your mind sit with that?
I'm very torn on that because I like the fact that you have to wait and all that stuff. It builds everything. And when the binging thing comes out, I end up sitting there forever, spending way more time than I wanted to, watching it, and then
after 3 days, you're like, there's nothing left.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think what series that was. Ozarks.
Mm-hmm.
You wait and wait for a season and watch it all in one day, and then you're like, shit.
I waited 2 years for 2 days.
So I think I do like the making you wait. It kind of saves you from yourself because otherwise, like I said, you get really disappointed. You're so excited. They leave you hanging. You got to watch the next episode. Watch it. Before you know it, you're up at 4 a.m. You're still awake. Yeah. And then, like you said, then you're like,
now what do I
man?
watch?
Like I waited all this time and it's gone.
Yourself. I like that.
Yeah. So I actually do like it when they drag it out a little bit, like the Ultimate Fighter does. They have a weekly one. They could drop them all at once, but they don't. So I actually do like it. I like both, but I do prefer them kind of saving me from myself, like I said.
And that's what I noticed. Originally with streaming shows, they were all doing it like all at once. But now a lot of them have adopted the model of like, we're going to put out once a week. So it gives you the option to do it both ways. Like you can watch the new one every week and wait each week, or you can just wait till the season's done and then, boom, watch it all one weekend or whatever.
Well, a lot of them stopped doing it, the binge wait. Well, Netflix still does it because that's just their model, but a lot of them stopped doing it because they were losing subscribers. Like a show would come out, somebody would get Netflix for the
2
free
days,
trial,
cancel the subscription,
watch the show, and then cancel the subscription. Thank you for taking the words out of my mouth again. What the fuck, man? I can talk too.
I'm just trying to be helpful to the guys.
We talked about this.
All right, I'm not talking the rest of the show.
No, you can talk, but like it has to be a flow, man. You can't just be like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to talk over this guy while he's talking because I want to get my shit in edgewise." It's conversation, bro. Not fucking Shawn hour.
Shawn hour. Juan hour.
Why did you just put sunglasses?
I don't know. I wanted to cut a promo, but I'm not going to do that right now. Anyway.
He's trying to block the shade.
Yeah.
Oh,
there we go. All right. All right. There we go. Here, Jared, can you give yourself that good old comedic douche? You know.
Oh, the rim shot?
Yeah.
I will say, though, Jared, one of my favorite parts of the show is when you give me shit. So I hope
that's your favorite part. It ain't mine.
But I think people...
I don't think the viewers like that shit.
Way.
No, I don't know about
there
that.
There needs to be... Just like when we give RJ shit, everybody seems to enjoy that.
Because...
Do they? Nobody ever says whether they do. We have like two commenters on fucking every fucking episode.
I think all of our Money Metal fans out there would like to
Money Metal?
Well, it's a Sports Junkies reference, but would like to...
This ain't Sports Junkies.
No, this is the Mad Scientist Junkies. And
no, it's not that either.
Anyways, it was just an homage to...
No, man, fuck that. This is our show. That's their shit. They have their own shit. That's it. That like... branding, like you will never hear them.
Well, we're not Star Wars either, but we talk about that.
This guy doesn't
My point
understand.
was, speaking of the Mad Scientist Lab, I think that the followers out there would like to know about a recurring theme on the show lately, which has been, I will call it Jersey Gate, which revolves around two of us and one person who obviously does not listen to the show.
Which is a shame.
Who is in possession of our jerseys, and so I will.
In that person's defense, I don't think they listen to podcasts anyway. So
No, of course.
it's more of a guy thing.
Somebody the other night did bring it up.
What up, Ghost Chips? Wait, who brought it up?
Ghost Chips,
Kevin.
what's up?
Huh?
Kevin brought it up the other night at ours.
Oh, because that's
yeah,
problematic because he watches every week.
right.
That's our guy.
And then when I had to pee, Kevin got in a 3-point stance and tried to block me, but I did a Madden spin move on him. It was pretty great.
I heard him say something about 3-point stance. I didn't know what you guys are talking about.
Yeah. But anyways, so I will
drunk
sadly
asses.
state I do not have my jersey back. RJ?
I knew that. I could have told you that. We could have just asked them, and they were like, "Do they have their jerseys back?" They would have all said no.
Well, I spent most of my week recovering from my
See,
That's
excuses.
illness.
Excuses.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
It's 100% an excuse,
It's not.
bro.
But anyway,
bro, it's an excuse.
it's not an excuse. It's not even that fucking serious. If we really talk, it's not that serious. So we're not going to talk about it. It's not that. It's
going
not
in.
that-
Hold up,
It's not
hold
that
up.
serious.
Going into 2 months
I'm
is
ready to
pretty
face
serious.
the
It's not that
punishment.
serious.
I'm
It's-
ready
it's
to
not-
face
He's
the
getting upset
punishment.
now.
No, it's not that.
Going into 2 months is serious.
And mine is much less.
It's
but
not
I'm
that
ready to
serious.
face the consequences that were set.
Well, what was yours?
Yeah, we did.
And he never even fucking did his. That's why it's that
So-
serious, because you didn't
so-
fucking own up to your fucking shit.
He didn't do anything.
Okay, bro. Never mind.
It's all right. So what I also started
All right,
watching.
no punishment. I'm
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
All right,
No,
I'm
fuck
good.
that. What I was gonna say is I started
tried.
watching from Jared's reference.
That's a good $100 you spent on that. How much was that jersey?
Doesn't matter. It doesn't
Okay.
matter.
That's all I'm gonna say.
It
Go
doesn't
ahead.
matter.
Go
It's
ahead.
not that serious. I started watching The Lincoln Lawyer.
Oh, the Matthew McConaughey movie?
No,
The series
the
on
series.
on Netflix.
Well, I saw
It's
that
a newer version.
advertisement for that.
Yeah,
So that shit is dope.
I fucking told you.
Well, yeah, I was like, well, here,
Jesus fucking Christ,
I'm laying here, sick. You know, I was
Which
like,
episode did you get on?
I'm on episode like 6.
Of season 1?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, yeah. Well, then I was watching Star Wars, and just the
I'm just
Random
seeing where you're
miscellaneous.
at because I've seen all of season 2 already.
How many are there? 2?
2 seasons so far, yeah.
yeah. But it kind of picks up like immediately from when you from the first episode. It just
It's
kind
one
gets,
of the best shows that Netflix has, and I think it's kind of slept on, to be honest.
I haven't done enough looking for it, I guess, out of the fact of just watching
Nobody's
it.
talking about it.
And that's a shame because
I
it's
thought-
really
that's
good.
why I didn't even know what you were talking about. I thought you were talking about the
Yeah, I
fucking
saw
movie.
it. So I heard someone talking about it.
It's based on, I mean, the movie obviously with Matthew
Right.
McConaughey, but it's based on the book or books of whoever
Is
this
there
author
anybody,
is.
any notable actors in it?
Nev Campbell.
Oh, Scream. Okay.
Oh, I'm watching it for sure then.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, Nev,
that was part of the reason that pulled me into
yeah.
it too.
I mean, Nev Campbell has always been hot.
Boobs.
Wild Things is one of the best
Oh,
films of all time.
dude, wild! Holy fuck!
Back
Has
when we were
everybody seen Wild
prepubescent
Things?
Yeah.
teens.
I wasn't prepubescent. I was pubescent.
I went to
Jared
Wild
came out with a
Things.
gun in his hand.
I went to Wild Things with my dad, and it was very awkward because I had such a raging boner.
How the fuck did I know you were gonna say that?
And I mean, bro, I'm like 14, 13, whatever, and this movie is basically just Nev Campbell, Denise Richards, just tits all over the place, girls making out.
Actually, and those were the 2 hottest chicks at the time.
Right, yes.
yeah.
It was like if you
like-
had like a fantasy draft of
Yeah. Who do you want to make
wanna
out?
see do a lesbian
Yeah.
scene. And I was like, holy shit. So, and me and my dad used to go to movies every week, you know? So he's like, oh, what movie you want to go to this week? I was like, oh, Wild Things. And he's like, oh, what's that about? And I was like, oh, well, you know, Bill
about
Murray's
animals.
in it.
It's about- it's about
And he's
animals,
like,
Dad.
one scene,
Nature,
like-
father.
I'm like,
Father
Kevin Bacon's
Nature.
in it. Like, I mean, and actually, it's a pretty entertaining film, actually, but at the time, I just wanted to jack my little rod.
Well, he was
Everybody
probably
was
like,
in
I
it.
cannot believe I took my kid to this movie.
Well, if you think that's the most awkward film experience I had, it's not even close, actually. Because has anybody ever seen Species?
Hell yeah, I've seen
Okay.
Species.
Now, Species was a sci-fi film with a lot of nudity, but it was still a good sci-fi film. Then they made Species 2, which was basically a Skinamax porno with a sci-fi theme. And so I went to this movie with my grandmother.
Oh my God.
Not knowing what it was. I thought it was like Species 1. So I was ready for her to be like, oh no, why is she showing her boobs?
Well, yeah, still Species 1 might not be a grandma type.
Right. But Species 2 was just like full on like scissoring and
Dude.
and I'm just sitting there trying not to jack it, you know, like
What did your grandmother say after the film was over?
I feel like we just had an awkward silent drive home.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
What the fuck was that?
I am a man. Yeah.
Oh, shit, this is still on. Fuck Raid Shadow Legends. No, I'm playing that. They're cool.
No, whatchamacallit? Is Species the Awakening the third one? There's 3 of them.
Probably.
well, I'm sure they made like some red box sequels or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, this motherfucker said Redbox.
Well, so there's Species 2, Species 3, and then Species.
I was just trying to remember
What's the year on Species 3?
2004.
Yeah, that's way out because the first 2 are like late 90s.
Yeah, so first one is 95 and the second one is 98.
Yeah, the 98 was with the grandma, and yeah, that was bad. That was.
It even looks almost like a porno cover too,
It does.
dude. Like
I'm getting
it's
hard
got
right now, honestly.
Actually, it looks like there was 4 species.
4, yeah. So
yeah, well,
I was just trying to look to see
my
who.
grandmother up and take her to those 2.
yeah.
Wow.
Oh my God.
I was just trying to see who the actress was.
Rest in peace, Crum. I love you.
Her name is, I know her name, Natasha Henstridge.
Yep.
Oh, never mind. I thought
That's
she
the
was
one.
somebody. That was Forrest Whitaker was in that one. Huh? Yeah.
My man Forrest Whitaker.
Michael Madsen. Isn't that the guy who does the Mayhem shit now? Wait, no. Wait.
No.
He actually.
Oh no, that's the guy from Kill Bill.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
He-
Mayhem guy used to
done a
be
lot of
on
stuff.
30 Rock. He was Liz's old boyfriend.
Oh
30
yeah.
Rock.
He also,
What a show, by the way.
I love that show.
I think he also voices Tony Cipriani in
Alfred Molina, that's, Doc
Grand
Ock.
Theft Auto 3.
Right, yes.
Yeah.
You're
Oh yeah,
1000%
Reservoir
right.
Dogs. Also.
Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah.
I knew he was in GTA, but RJ pulled the fucking character.
Yeah.
Because that's our video game guy.
Yeah.
Fuck you to those guys on the short that said RJ doesn't play video games, okay? Fuck you.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
So,
Hey, I remember. Pepperidge Farm remembers.
dude, Pepperidge Farms does remember.
And that's
So-
just too sweet.
No, but I remember. I'm trying to think of an awkward film moment with my dad. My dad was always pretty good about me watching R-rated flicks as a kid. If there was some nudity, he'd be like, "Hey, close your eyes."
Yeah, same here.
My parents sent me out of the room when we were watching Forrest Gump. Like
What?
when he was touching Jenny's
Jenny.
Yeah.
Dude.
But I was still watching from the hallway, like creeper.
Yeah, like.
But he took it to Wild Things. That was before Forrest Gump.
Well, I was obviously Wild Things
no,
was
after.
yeah.
Not
Wild
much-
Things
not
is
much
90
after.
Oh,
Wild
okay.
Things is 98. Forrest Gump is what 94, 95.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like
93 or 94, I think.
Yeah,
Forrest Gump is.
Somewhere around there.
No, but I'm trying to think of a film
also they were divorced by that point.
where
so
my
Dad
dad
didn't
was
give a
just
fuck.
like, "Hey, you can't watch
so he was
this."
trying to corrupt you.
Yeah.
Ah,
You guys gotta
man.
listen to each other.
I want to say it was
Yes, Dad.
fuck. I can't remember, but I remember there was one
Not
movie.
me. They can't fucking tell what's going on.
What I was gonna say is that, man, I can't remember this movie. Fuck. But I came home from school. My dad was always really good about whenever you were able to rent movies on pay-per-view before they were out on VHS.
Yeah.
He would rent it, and it was like $5 for the whole day,
Yeah,
where it'd be on replay.
Yeah.
And I remember I came home and I was like, "Hey, can I watch this with you?" And then I remember him telling me no. He was just like,
You remember anything about the movie? Who was
No,
in it?
man,
What the plot was?
no. And it's gonna hit me at some
Anything helpful, RJ?
No, because I didn't see it, and I just can't remember what it was.
So this has just been a waste of 90 seconds or so.
Jared would agree.
is correct.
Jared would definitely agree.
Oh man, it's bothering
Jared
the
would
fucking
agree
shit.
most of the time.
And
he
I
spends
didn't
with us
think.
is a waste.
No, I remember what it was.
I can't hear what the fuck anybody's saying.
I remember what it was. And I know it sounds weird. It was 8mm, dude, with Nicolas Cage. Because I think
okay.
there's.
Now I get it. I get
yeah.
why your dad didn't want you watching
Yeah,
that.
I think there's some crimes of. Obviously
Perversion.
Yeah, in it. And I remember he was just like, "Yeah, I don't want you watching that shit." So that was something that. I didn't see until I got older. And then I watched it, and then, yeah, that's right. And then I was like, oh, this is why my dad didn't want me watching this shit. He watched me, like, literally watch Arnold, like, blow people with grenades.
Well, it's funny because my parents, like, especially my dad, because he was the one who I lived with after they got divorced, it was like he had weird lines, like, where with movies, he really didn't give a fuck. Like, he would take me to all, like I said, fucking wild things, whatever, violent, R-rated horror movies, all that. But then, like, he didn't want me getting parental advisory CDs. Like, I remember one time we went to the old Waxy Maxi, if anybody's old enough to remember that. And
the fuck you look at me for?
I did not look at you, but you're old motherfucker, so you get it, obviously.
I remember Waxy Maxes.
Okay.
Kent Mills.
Yes.
Tower Records.
Yes, thank you.
Tower
all
Records.
of those. Oh, man, that brings back memories. So we went to Waxy Maxi, and I was trying to get, I believe it was either a Coolio or a Naughty by Nature CD. And, no, it was Coolio. And so, you know, it has the parental advisory thing on the cover, but on the outside of the plastic is a sticker saying, like, oh, featuring the hit single, Gangsta's Paradise. So I think I'm clever as fuck. I take that sticker, I move it over on top of the parental advisory, and then I go to show to my dad, like, okay, hey, I found what I want. We're good, right? And he's like, okay, yeah, let's go. We go up to the register. Ooh, I still remember this bitch's face. This fucking bitch at the register, she tells my dad, like, hey, you know this is parental advisory, right? And I'm like, So I had to go back and get Skilo. I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller.
Hey, that was a jam. Don't fucking hate.
Jam, but there wasn't a whole CD worth of jams, I'll put it that way. And there was one other occasion.
One hit wonder.
The Naughty by Nature, I remember, is I just tried to show my mom.
Well, that's a rough one to try to get a kid to get.
I just put my thumb over the parental advisory, and she's just like, yeah, move your thumb.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they're a lot smarter than we think they are. You know, that kind of thing.
But it's funny, like, to me, it's like a thing, I think it's kind of an American thing about censorship, like, as far as TV and movies, especially, like, people are much more okay with their kids seeing somebody get their head blown off, somebody get their throat slit, but God forbid they see a boobie or hear a curse word. Like,
No, I think
it's kind of backwards in my
I think
opinion.
what was happening, because I know that time. We all probably know that time, like when they the so-called gangster rap was out.
Yeah.
They tried to fucking put the CDs out in front of the stores in New York, and they take steamrollers and roll over them. It was a stigma against that type of music that people were like, the media just kept putting out there, like, oh, this is horrible for everybody. We shouldn't be listening to it, which it's just fucking music. You know what I'm saying?
So
like,
let's just say, I don't want to talk over you, Jared, but let's just say it's a racial thing, right?
I mean, I was trying to say it without saying it.
I'm the white guy. I said it.
Yeah.
It's a racial thing, all right? It's Sylvester Stallone blowing somebody's brains out. He's a white guy. But, you know, if Tupac calls somebody a bitch, like...
Or Wesley Snipes blows somebody's head off, he's not selling the same amount of tickets that
right.
Sylvester Stallone was going to. I mean...
Wesley Snipes is unappreciated, in my opinion.
Yeah, we all agree.
Always bet on black.
And I guarantee you, Sylvester Stallone probably has skipped out on some taxes in his day, too. So
Yeah, I mean...
But who went to jail for it? That's all I'm going to say.
No, and... No, I was a couple weeks ago. I was watching. I watched Murder at 1600 with Wesley Snipes and everything, and I was like, man, you know what? Let me which is a good film in its own right. Obviously, nothing phenomenal, but a good 90s action mystery thriller. And I went back and I watched. He's in that movie Drop Zone. Which I think is really
He's in
cool.
a lot of movies.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Obviously, Demolition Man. We can never forget about that.
Of course, you bring that one up.
Yeah, well, because he's Simon Phoenix. Spartan? John Spartan? Oh, man, dude.
Fucking Passenger 57.
I watched that as well.
That was really good.
That was a
I
super
mean,
good one.
in maybe his most iconic role in Blade.
Iconic, but he had other ones. Before we even get to like the epic ones, like
He's
Shout out to
he's
Epic.
in
Some others like
Sugar Hill.
57,
Sugar Hill's really good.
What's it, New Jack City?
New Jack City?
like,
Yeah.
come
Okay, that
on.
might be his.
That was his breakout.
No,
Yeah.
you're missing the best one. White Men Can't Jump.
Oh yeah.
Well,
White Man
oh man,
Can't
Dan,
Jump.
thank you for being here.
Damn,
I mean,
okay.
come on.
It is. I won't say it's the best one.
What about Money
I love
Train?
that.
Don't sleep on Money Train.
I like that movie.
Okay,
Train.
we've talked about this before because that was the movie that was my adolescence,
Yeah.
kind of. But that was the movie where like I already knew about Jennifer Lopez, but like nobody really knew about her. So when she was in Money Train, I was like, "Yo, this is my
Dude,
crush.
she was, yeah, dude,
this is my crush right here."
so fine.
Not, I mean, plus the movie was good.
Yeah.
But she was banging. Then fucking some other movie came out that she was in that everybody fucking started loving Jennifer Lopez. I'm like, nope, I'm out. I gotta find a new one.
Yeah, that's what fame will do to you. It'll
And
get
that was
to your
before
head.
you swore off Spanish women, huh?
Well, clearly before.
Well, what else was I going to reference that he was in that I liked a
Oh
lot?
shit, Epic with the 10 bomb.
Is 10 Bomb.
Damn,
Epic.
it's fucking 10 every week. Good
Dude.
gracious.
Epic. I don't know who you are. Actually, I do.
You
We
do know who he
yeah,
is.
we can't wait to. I can't wait to see
He
you in
said
November.
something before. He said, "Let's see if my credit card company sends me another new card." What?
If you're committing fraud, please do not do
for
that.
gifting you for what? They sent you a new card for gifting us subs? That's crazy.
I keep thinking that's my phone going off because that's my phone notification sound.
I
No.
turned everything off. Like you shouldn't be able to hear any of the
Oh,
sounds.
maybe it is my phone then.
Yeah.
No,
Maybe
it's very possible.
Fucking weirdo.
What else is he in that I really liked?
Crusty boxers.
Dude, Krusty
Crusty
Box.
Box.
Yeah, that's somebody's. He said it because they thought it was a fraudulent purchase. That's weird. Like even through Twitter, are you doing it through Amazon?
I don't know.
That's
just
weird.
know.
But yeah, all right. Keep going.
Fraud is crazy, but yeah. But what my point was is that Wesley Snipes is very underrated. And watch any movie he's in. He's also in U.S. Marshals. That's what I was
Oh,
going to
yeah.
say.
Well,
that was a good
U.S.
one.
Oh, yeah,
Marshal,
yeah.
it's just a complete. I mean, it's a bad sequel to The Fugitive. Honestly, like at the time, I enjoyed it. Here's the thing: U.S. Marshals, if it's its own movie,
Yeah.
is a very good action film. But it's almost like the whole story is just a direct follow of The Fugitive. And it's not. It's just not as good as it doesn't have those iconic moments like The Fugitive. You know, like when Harrison Ford's about to jump off the fucking
The Dam.
yeah, and he's like, "I didn't kill my wife," and Tommy Lee Jones says, "I don't care." Like
Tommy
I'm
Lee
just
Jones.
doing my job.
Yeah, Tommy Lee Jones, another very unappreciated actor. In
No,
my
that's
opinion.
not true at all.
You don't think
he's
so?
appreciated.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like
maybe
at this point
because-
he's kind of forgotten though.
Oh
I feel
yeah,
like,
I understand
yeah.
that.
He's older. He's
Yeah,
not
right.
doing any roles.
But as time goes on, he will get more and more forgotten, and us old folk have to keep the name of TLJ.
Well, here
alive.
let's ask Dan. Dan, okay, so we've been talking about films and movies and all that. What is like your palette? Like, what is your favorite movie or actor or show ever? Or, you know, just that whole.
She wouldn't say ever. I mean,
I know that's a
hard.
hard thing
That's
to,
hard.
to pick on, but like kind of
Just give us
in
like 2 of your favorite movies, 2 of your favorite TV shows.
So 2 of my favorite movies, Reservoir Dogs is one of my favorite movies.
yeah.
Bull Durham is actually
Nice,
one of my favorite.
nice, okay.
That's kind of under the radar,
Nice.
No, that's
I don't know about that.
but most people don't say it's their favorite. But yeah, there's so many memorable lines in that movie if you watch it.
If you ask me, if someone asked a lot of people what their favorite baseball movie was, a lot of them say Bull Durham.
Definitely, it's such a great.
Oh, it is a great
movie.
baseball movie, but it's
But
one of my
baseball
favorite
gets
movies.
more
of
and
all
more
time,
underappreciated
for sure,
as
yeah.
So that's like me with The Natural. Like it's one of my favorite movies, but it's a baseball movie.
And actually, one of my favorite movies is a sleeper Tarantino movie is True Romance.
Oh
Okay,
wow!
nice.
It has so many great actors in it. Sean Penn,
Yeah.
Christopher Watkins, Patricia Arquette. Who else? Christian Slater. I mean,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
only
Christian
to,
Slater,
That's
very
just to name
90s actor.
That's just
Yeah.
to name a few. There's
Yeah.
a ton. That's a great. If you haven't ever seen it, a lot of people sleep on that one.
I think
Great
I've seen it,
movie.
but it was a long
Right,
time ago.
exactly.
Great movie.
So you named 2 Tarantino films out of all that. Is he your favorite director or?
I would say probably.
He's doing one more movie, right?
That's what he wants to do. 10 total movies.
Yeah, and so
Or films, I should say. I don't want to call them movies because they're definitely films.
because I saw something that he wants Bruce Willis to be in his last movie, and sadly, I don't know if everybody knows, but Bruce Willis has this very
know.
bad
We talked about
memory condition. Yeah,
Dementia.
so
Yeah, you can say it. It's prevalent in the world.
yeah, and I mean, hopefully he could maybe pull it together for like a little cameo, but
Well,
it is just
a
sad
couple
to
of years
think.
ago he released his likeness to be able, like, you can basically they
To,
can
like, an
deep fake
AI.
they can deep fake him on pretty much anybody. And
Oh,
some
really?
some Russian movies have already been doing it, and I think they translated them to English or whatever. But like I'm like, hey, Bruce Willis did this movie? Like what? The fuck?
Yeah, like what the
Well,
fuck?
He already
My
whored
name is
himself
Vladimir
out to all those
Kuzhinov.
Redbox movies and shit. And
This guy keeps bringing up Redbox. How old are you, motherfucker?
I'm sponsored by Redbox. So,
No, we're not. That don't even exist anymore.
well,
It's
you
not
know
a
what-
thing.
You know what I'm saying, though? Those kinds of movies.
Yeah, no,
And yes, Redbox is still a thing. Go to 7-Eleven. And you'll see plenty of Bruce Willis and Nicolas Cage.
Okay, Nick Cage is he like a parody at this point of himself?
He even just made a movie that was like a parody.
Oh
of,
yeah, it's where it's like his life,
what
but
is
it's
it
a
called?
movie.
Like,
I heard it was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I heard
I
it
would
was
think
really good. Yeah,
I don't have beef with Nick
And
Cage.
it's with Pedro Pascal, isn't it?
Right? Yeah.
I mean,
No, God bless Nick Cage.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, Nick Cage is like, he's great, but like almost all of his great movies came out in 1997. Like he just had like this magic year, and then after that he made a lot of, once again, Redbox movies.
well, I like the movie he was in, Knowing, where they buried the little
Yeah.
school time capsule underneath,
Right.
and his kid starts freaking out, and then they find all the numbers and the dates to all the catastrophes have happened throughout like human
I
history.
didn't see that one.
It's not a bad movie. It's not definitely. I think you would like it. It's just something fun to watch. It's not terrible by any means. Because I think he made that movie called like The Wicker Man or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was just fucking awful. I didn't like it at all. And it's just like, oh, this is one of those movies. And well, apparently, since we're talking about Nick Cage, he might be making a cameo in Deadpool 3 as Ghost Rider.
That'd be cool.
And I know those movies are not very well
I liked
received
the
at
first
all.
one. The second
But
one.
yeah, the
was
first
total-
one was good.
Yeah,
Was
the
it?
first one was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
Second
he
one
wasn't. You didn't see it?
No, I saw it
Second
once,
one
and
was
that was
total
that was.
poop.
I saw it in the theater. That shit was good.
Yeah, the first one was really good. Second one was total.
Wasn't Rosario Dawson in that? Wait, who was the
yeah,
chick in
I think
that?
so.
Rosario Dawson is very
she's-
attractive.
Hands
Ahsoka.
down,
Oh yeah, oh I know.
Anybody
tried to
that
refrain
wants
from
to
saying it
argue me
earlier.
on this, I will fight you. The two best Nicolas Cage movies always will be Con Air and Face Off.
I was gonna say, you better say Con Air.
There is
Yeah,
no
no,
dispute.
I mean-
There
Gone in
is no
60
dispute.
seconds was pretty good.
Which was?
Gone in 60
Gone in
Seconds is
60
good.
seconds.
Okay,
is
but
good.
it's not
Nope.
Con Air or Face
I
Off.
was
Con Air
wrong.
is the
I was wrong. It was Ava Mendez.
Okay.
She's hot.
Yeah,
Racist.
that was my second after Jennifer Lopez. It was Ava Mendez.
Dude,
One of the best lines in film history, at least in my opinion, is in Face Off. So after, they do the whole face-a-roo,
Face-a-roo.
Nicolas Cage has no face, and he gets his people to drag the doctor that did the surgery out, and you just see in the reflection of the guy's glasses, Nicolas Cage with no face smoking a cigarette, and the doctor says, "What do you want?" And he says, "Take one goddamn guess."
and he's smoking a cigarette and
Yeah, dude,
everything.
it's fucking 90s action at its best.
And his co-star in that film, John Travolta, who is really good, who hasn't obviously been in anything recently, is he is really like John Travolta is kind of, he gives me the creeps.
Travolta was great. I mean, he really shined in that movie when he was playing the Nicolas Cage character in his body. Yes, right.
I think he plays a much better bad
After
guy.
they do the face switch, yeah, when he's Castor Troy. Oh yeah, it's so great. Like when he's with the Travolta character's wife and daughter, he's teaching her about here's how to stab a guy that's trying to take advantage of you, and then she uses that on him at the end of the movie.
Yeah, hell yeah. I was watching something with him in a movie with John Travolta in it recently. That's what I was trying to say in so many words.
Well, you didn't say shit.
You tried.
Yeah.
You
I was
tried.
failing very
Pour one
epically.
out for ours. Jack.
Which is the general's daughter.
That wasn't recent.
No. I'm not saying I watched it recently. I know it's not a recent film. I know he hasn't been in anything recent that at least I'm aware of.
Wasn't Denzel in that one?
No, he's not.
What am I thinking about?
He's in that movie. He's in Rules of Engagement. No, that's Samuel L. Jackson.
Jackson, you racist. That's when he says, "Waste the motherfuckers."
Yeah, no, don't worry. As long if he didn't say,
yes, they deserve to die, and I hope they burn in hell.
Yeah,
That was Dave Chappelle.
No, that's what he literally says in Rules of Engagement.
Well, we're not talking about. We're talking about General's daughter.
So yeah, James Cromwell's in it. James Woods is in it. John Travolta. I want to say, I almost said Forrest Whitaker, but it's just a really good movie.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
I used to have a boss that told me he pleased himself to the sexual assault scene in that movie.
Oh, that's scary.
Yeah, first of all, number one, that's scary. Number two, again, you bring up some wild ass shit that I feel like is going on in your own brain.
No, this is for real because he brought it up many times.
Okay.
So I'm not naming names. I'm just saying somebody that
Okay, that's enough.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Yeah. We don't want to be what is the word, perturbed by this whole scenario.
I try to bring controversy to this.
That's
show.
not controversy. We don't want to bring drama that doesn't belong here
It's going
to
to
the
create
show.
interest.
No, it doesn't.
I don't want
Because you're not naming the names. You're not saying who the person is. You're just saying.
I can if you want.
I knew this person.
I can if you want.
So let's ask Dan.
That's up to you, bro.
Dan.
If you want to burn bridges, go ahead.
Dan.
What's up?
What do you feel in terms of? I get we were talking about, or Shawn was bringing up the fact of censorship on or not censorship, but kids watching violent movies and they can't listen to hardcore rap or whatever the case may be. Do you, in terms of censorship and just cancel culture and all that, what's kind of like your thought process? Where's your head at on that?
Well, I actually have children, so
Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah. I didn't have them myself, but
Yeah.
you know.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
Well,
see?
it is 2023, and guys can have children too because women don't have ownership of pregnancy. Okay.
You do look like a bitch.
My youngest is 11, so that was before all that stuff. So
Okay. So this is a good question. Since you are a parent and we're slobs over here,
Speak for yourself.
maybe.
Yeah. I'm not a slob.
Is there something that you wouldn't? And I know entertainment is way different than obviously when we grew up. Is there something that when your kids, you're just like, nah, I don't want them watching that, or I don't want them being a part of that, or not a part? Yeah. I guess being a part
I
of
would
it.
say too. I would say I follow. I'm a little more strict than my parents were. I pretty much could watch whatever I wanted. I would say most of the like PG-13 stuff. I think they were watching like when they were 10 or 11. So,
Okay.
Not just free reign, but rated R movies. I think they started watching. My 13-year-old watches them now.
Yeah.
My 11-year-old no. So I kind of
When did your
a little bit
13-year-old start? Like 12 or 13?
like 12.
And so you think that's when you let the 11-year-old go?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Because I will say I noticed as the older child of 4, like I had to wait a lot longer, and then by the time the 4th kid was around, my younger brother, they were like, we're done trying. Like you just do what you want.
Well, that's
like,
kind of how the 11-year-old, definitely has watched stuff before the
right.
13-year-old.
Right.
The youngest is the most spoiled.
Yeah.
Because by
yeah.
then you've also learned the lesson of like, you know what? No matter how much we try to shelter them, they're gonna see stuff at a friend's house or whatever.
Yeah.
And you're like, why bother? Like.
Yeah, well, I think my dad also, and my mom as well, but I would say more so my dad, obviously, because I'm sure if my mom would have been like, no, I don't want you watching this, my dad's like, it's okay. But I do remember, but that was the cool thing about having sleepovers and stuff when you were younger. It's like you can go over to your buddy's house.
And watch all the Friday the 13th in a row.
Yeah, or watch whatever's on Cinemax or Skinemax, as they like to call, as your buddies are. I hate Jared, folks. First and foremost.
Everybody does.
I don't know. I was the only child. Maybe that's why, but I didn't have no fucking sleepovers as a guy.
You didn't have sleepovers?
Nah,
Yeah,
bro.
bro.
You didn't go over to your buddy's house,
come on.
get on the sticks,
I'm
watch
with RJ, yeah.
rated R
We played
movies,
Mortal Kombat
while
for
their
like
parents
5
were asleep.
hours. Yes.
I mean, my
Get on the
cousins.
sticks.
My,
What's that mean?
Play video
Played
games.
Mortal Kombat all night.
Okay, so Dan's over here like, he's like, I am
And
about to
then we
run
jerk each other off.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it's-
I don't know what kind of slumber parties you guys
we
had.
play video games and jack each other off. Is this abnormal?
I tried. I didn't know you were going to keep going.
No, but that was like the best part, man, of the sleepover.
Jacking off or the
Oh yeah. I mean, the circle jerk is always very
always
welcome.
a highlight of the night.
Yeah, but no, but it's like you order your pizza, the parents go to bed, and it's like, all right, guys, behave
Whip
yourselves,
those
and
pants
that's when,
down.
yeah. Oh Jesus Christ, no. Dear God, no.
Emotional damage.
And that's why
No,
I
but
am the
really
way I am
though,
today, folks.
you never went on a fucking sleepover? Like,
Who, me?
that was like a big thing. Like, at a certain age, was like, yeah, we're gonna whatever we were into at the time. It was like we're gonna play Mortal Kombat, or we're gonna watch wrestling, or we're gonna watch horror movies, or like popcorn and pizza.
And put it this way.
Sprite. Woo!
No, it wouldn't be.
Sprite!
It wouldn't be like a full blown overnight thing.
I do like a
'cause-
birthday sleepover.
Because that was when I guess when I was growing up, my cousins would come over and we would fucking chill or whatever. But that was, I guess, that was my sleepovers. But the friends in the neighborhood thing, like I wouldn't sleep at nobody's house. Like, why would I sleep at somebody's house when I can sleep in my own fucking house?
Oh, I figured it out.
What did you figure out?
Probably the other family. I don't. They were like, sorry, but we're only gonna let your white friends sleep over tonight. Like, is that what happened?
Oh, wow.
You know what, Shawn? You're no longer invited to the
Oh,
I mean, that could have been because I did live in.
I'm on to something.
I mean, it could have been. I don't know. I would even to this day. I prefer not to sleep at somebody. I'd rather sleep in my own bed. That's just who I am.
As an adult, I absolutely feel that way.
No, even as a kid,
unless
I was
it's
like,
in a woman's
I didn't like being at other people's houses. I like being in my own space. Again, I'm an only child, so it might be different for me than you guys because you got to get away from your fucking bratty ass
That's a good
siblings
point.
or something.
Yeah, no, that's true, and
That's
I
very
just-
true, actually.
But I will tell you, because of a sleepover, and I already knew it was a thing, but was my first experience with Halo. I know that nobody cares, but that's important to me. And if I hadn't gone to that sleepover, who knows where I would be today? Who knows where I would be today without going to that sleepover? and
What
playing?
sleepover?
No, I'm saying when I was younger, went to a sleepover, Halo had just come out. My buddy
Oh, God.
had an Xbox.
Never mind.
got
I'm
the
sorry.
4
I'm sorry.
controllers.
Listeners and everybody here, I didn't mean to bring that up because as soon as he said Halo, I was all out already.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all
I
right.
have a
Tom.
can of worms to open, and
jeez.
I'm sure I don't know if anybody here can relate to this, but I'm sure somebody out there can relate to this. Here was one thing that made sleepovers very complicated for me as a child. I used to pee my bed. So when you go on a sleepover, it's a very scary event because you don't want to go to somebody else's house and sleep on one of their beds or their couch or whatever they've given you to sleep on. The worst nightmare is waking up covered in piss. So I basically, at a certain age, would just start staying up all night when I went on sleepovers because I'm like, nope, I am not letting this happen.
So
Like,
let me ask you this: if you were up to a certain point and then you went pee, did you go to bed afterwards?
I would try not to.
Because you would pee again.
Yeah, because I didn't try because these sleepovers were like full of Mountain Dew and Surge.
Yeah, oh
and-
yeah, no,
like-
that part I
yeah.
understand.
So,
I do get that.
I'm like, no, I mean, I remember one time, like, I woke up and I was like, and this is gonna go to Jared's thing about like it being gay, but like,
What?
What the fuck is happening?
I never even said anything about that. I'm not laughing about
they were
that.
like,
I'm laughing at the fact that you fucking, you know you were gonna piss the bed, but you still drinking a shitload of Mountain Dew.
because I don't want to look sus.
Yeah.
How are you looking sus by saying no? I prefer not to drink any more fucking
Because they know
liquids.
my fat ass wants some Mountain Dew. All right.
Right.
So,
I'm more of a
So there,
code red
one
kind
time
of guy.
there was like multiple people in one bed, and then I woke up and there was
jeez.
But luckily,
I get it. It's a sleepover, but whatever.
The other, like,
I've
the
never
dude
been to
who
those.
lived there pissed the bed, so
Yes, you have.
he just assumed it was his. I don't know whose it was, but nobody assumed it was mine. So I always got
That's
away
twice
with
tonight
it.
you got away with murder. First you ate the cheeses, and then you.
I'm sorry, the what?
Jesus.
I almost said
Right,
Jesus.
Right.
No,
I
Jesus.
never forget the time I drank the trunk beers. So I really
No,
skated
don't
by.
try to move away from the fucking sleepover.
Yeah.
motherfucker.
So-
Yeah, there was just all of us in this one bed together.
So my advice is, if you're not potty trained, you probably shouldn't go to sleepovers. I mean,
Well,
Knowledge for
being
fucking
potty
children
trained
these days.
and peeing in your sleep are not the same thing, sir. First off, okay. And here, look, it used to be a nightmare at home. I used to have nights where I would piss the bed multiple times. So first, I wake up at like 1:30, 2 o'clock. Or
What's all
whatever.
that fucking
Great.
Mountain Dew?
My bed is full of urine. Great. So I say, okay, I'm going to grab some other sheets and stuff, and I'm just going to sleep on the floor the rest of the night. Well, 2-3 hours later, I wake up again, and now I pissed all over myself again. So now I just got to put a trash bag down and hope I don't pee all over that.
I mean, we all pissed the bed, but bro, you sound like you just didn't have any discipline. Well, I mean, that's not much different than these days.
Jesus.
and we're not talking about last night, right? We're talking about a long time ago.
Not talking about,
tonight.
yeah, we're talking about recently. I would just say, I mean,
In fact, you might need a new chair.
yeah, oh man,
Luckily, it's wood, so just fucking it'll just
that
be a
belongs to my
puddle.
grandmother. So,
It'll be a puddle when you get up.
no, man, dude. I mean, the accidents happen. Oh, I don't know if I think I may have told the story a long time ago on the show, but so Shawn doesn't feel completely out there alone in the world. I am going to humiliate myself a tad bit. I
You
remember.
never do that.
Yeah, no. Why would I do that? On this day. So no, I remember one year when I was in first grade. It was Halloween. It was Halloween day.
It happens every year.
Yeah, it does. I'm looking forward to it. And I remember I was in lunch. You know, we're sitting down at the cafeteria. We're eating, and I thought I had to fart. I sharted. I ended up just shitting my pants.
Oh,
right?
no.
Yeah, man. I was so. And you know, I'm like 5, 6 years old. Okay. All right. So I end up shitting my pants at lunch. Okay. So I'm sitting there. I've got my whatever Fairfax County gave me. You know, my little square pizza. Or do you remember the little plastic spaghetti bowls they used to give you too?
Remember the pouches of milk?
Hell yeah, dude.
Pouches of milk.
You never
You
got,
never got milk in a
you,
pouch?
You never got milk in a pouch?
We had
Well,
boxes.
I had
Well,
boxes.
Jared is a little older.
It was milk cartons.
Oh,
Yeah, no, we
used
got
to get-
cartons too,
But
like
then
maybe
at
a year or
certain
two
point,
later.
they switched to
Yeah, the little ones.
Never
had
No,
pouches.
there were at one point.
it was just a bag of milk.
It's literally a bag of milk. You have to poke it
Poke
a
a
certain
straw in
way.
it like a Capri Sun.
I mean, we had that for like when I was in the Marine Corps, though, the vending machine or like the milk machine. But
Yeah.
it was just
This
a
was
bag
sixth
of milk.
grade.
Oh no, we had cartons. My whole life there was always cartons.
Me
This
too.
was
I,
when
I,
was
didn't
peeing
get
at night.
cartons until the second grade. Okay.
Oh, there's something wrong with your fucking school. That was you. That's where the other people went.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying. Regardless, so
The R words went to that
Yeah.
school.
Yeah. No, what I was gonna say is so I end up shitting my pants, right?
Yeah, we had that.
Because of the bag milk.
No. I thought I had to
It
fart.
played a role.
Yeah, no,
It probably played a role.
I
Well,
slightly.
you were 5 years old.
Yeah, so I slightly shit my pants. It wasn't like some massive blowout.
Imagine you remember that at 5.
Well, because I think it was my first embarrassing experience. Okay.
That big set soft
Shitting your
heads.
pants as an adult
That's
is
what
much
they are.
more embarrassing.
He said what?
Soft heads.
Soft heads. We don't use the R word. We use the term
I
soft
get
head.
you.
Yeah. So, and speaking of epic, real quick, this gentleman enjoys bush lattes as well. Not apple bush lattes, but bush lattes.
That's true.
But I
about
no,
Bush
I
Light?
Yeah, Bush.
yeah,
Bush Light.
we call it bush
Still got a
lattes.
bunch of them in my kitchen.
Well, he brought over like a pack of 48 that he got for $7.
Come over and drink them tomorrow at AEW.
Yeah. Oh, that is tomorrow. What I was going to say is, no, I think this was like my first embarrassing experience in public, and I think that's why I remember it so well. But I remember I didn't tell anybody. So I'm
Usually
walking.
you drop out. You drop out. You block out trauma. Like that's.
But he means he didn't tell anybody in the moment.
No, I didn't. I didn't tell anybody at all. But after a while, so we went back
So
to
he's
class.
just walking around
How'd
with
you
poopy
fix it?
pants.
I didn't. I just walked around like that.
The whole day you just walking around shitty butt.
No, so I went back to class, and I obviously smelled like shit. Okay.
Wait. This is like kindergarten.
First grade.
But you were 5 in first grade. Okay.
They're 5 or 6.
Okay.
So we go back to class.
Next thing you know, he's gonna be in middle school.
Yeah.
13 years old.
Yeah, just after that new Nas album came out, whatever.
At 13, Jesus.
No, but I went back to class, and this was probably, if I had to think in my mind, maybe a span of 30 minutes. So nothing. It's not like I was there the whole day like this. Went back to class. I had a substitute teacher that day. Substitute. She was walking around, and she came over, and she's like, something smells like shit. Yeah, something smells like shit.
I almost spit my drink all the way across this fucking room.
And she comes over, and the teacher literally sniffs me. Okay. All right,
bro, stop doing
dude. This really happened. This really happened.
Did she like sniff at your butt like
no,
a mother with a baby?
Yeah, that much I can't remember. But she just simply said, "Oh, it's you." Like, yeah. You are what smells like shit, And so she sent me to the clinic. So I go to the clinic.
Wait, whoa. What the fuck is the clinic gonna do? You're not sick. You just
the teacher didn't know that the teacher didn't know that, and I didn't say anything to anybody, so she thought I might have been ill. So she sent me to the clinic.
Mentally, maybe.
To this day.
Soft.
And get to the clinic. The nurse is like, I guess they let her know what's going on. They make me go in the bathroom, undress a little bit. They give me a new pair of pants.
Did somebody wipe your ass?
I've heard.
At least?
Yeah. You know what? You just brought back a memory. Yeah, I think that happened to me before too.
Yeah.
Like they just give you a random pair of pants.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Here, go back to class, fucking little.
No, so
I wipe my own ass.
So the nurse calls my dad at work, and I guess they didn't know if I was sick or not because I didn't say anything. So my dad came to pick me up, right? So he comes to pick me up, and we're standing out in front of the school, and I got these random sweatpants on that the fucking nurse gave me, okay? And I thought my dad was going to be nice to me. Nah, man, my dad was
Of course not. He had to leave work to come get your shitty ass.
Yeah,
You can't take a dump.
Yeah, he was like, I think he said something along the lines. He said, I thought you were old enough to understand how this works. You know what I'm saying? Like, just something along those lines. And so so we're in the car, and I'm so embarrassed. I shit my pants in school. Everybody in class is probably like, RG's poopy butt. Or
They don't even remember that shit.
No, I do. I do. I remember it like vividly too. And it just my dad didn't give me an overly hard time. He said, "Hey, it's okay." Accents. Hey, he liked to make fun of me a little bit too. But I'll just never. I think that was my first like real embarrassing moment. And I think that's why I remember it so well.
And this is why this is your favorite fucking flush or sound.
It could be some sort of trauma.
He's like, I love that sound. Every time I play it, I love that sound. It's because you fucking.
I mean, who doesn't like a good toilet flush?
Once he learned how to flush a toilet.
Oh shit, Dan! Since we're talking about
his life.
No, since we're talking about toilets flushing, have you
What a
ever
segue.
used a bidet?
No,
Oh, Jesus.
but I want to.
You want to?
Yeah, we all want to.
Yeah. I think
One time my mom beat me up with my own shoes because I shit my pants.
I mean,
that sounds. Did she let you change your pants before she beat you with the
I don't
shoes?
actually recall that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
that was the concussion.
Yeah.
I just remember. No, she didn't hit me in the head. It was just like on the back.
How
and
do
the
you know? You don't
arms.
remember.
Yeah, well, yeah.
She just she started wailing on me with my shoes, like, because I shit my pants, like playing baseball.
Oh man. God.
Ah, bruh.
Were you sliding into base and it was just like, and
I don't
Shit,
even think so.
Mm.
I just,
did you blame it on the mound? Or
There was a mound. There was
oh my God, dude.
First of all, you never played baseball. This one, you just blame it on the mound.
Nah,
you don't slide into the mound.
Yeah, I wasn't pitching. I was shitting.
I know.
He was catching.
I was gonna. You beat
He
me
catches
to it.
these days.
You got any embarrassing stories, Dan? You ever
Jesus
shit your
Christ.
pants in public and had somebody roast you for it afterwards?
Not that I can think of, but
No? I
I
mean, it's-
probably tried to forget those moments.
Yeah, I mean,
That's what I'm saying. Most, I don't want to say health. I don't know. Is that a healthy thing? Most traumatizing shit you block out.
Okay, but I'm
Until
gonna
someone
say-
brings it up, like you just brought up. I remember going to the clinic and getting a fucking pair of pants for some reason.
yeah, they just had a pair of.
Everybody has a story about shitting their pants as an adult. Whether you're ready to admit it or not.
I think I did it one time.
We all have at least one.
Probably 20 years ago I did it.
Yes, they are mostly young adult stories, but I can remember in college, like...
But I was also in the Marine Corps, like, where, like, sometimes shit just happened. If you're out in the field,
one time I left my underpants in the library, in the restroom, because it just had to be done.
You could have at least thrown them in the trash.
Well, I didn't want to walk out of the stall holding them, so...
Did you attempt to flush them at all?
Yeah, no, I'm not going to clog the goddamn toilet.
Where was this again?
This was at George Mason University.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, I'd have flushed that shit straight down the toilet. Them some strong toilets, bro.
Yeah, but I got big underpants. So.
This is true. This is true.
That's the name of the episode.
Gross.
But, boy, by the way, have fun.
Dude, that's the one for it, dude. It's like, oh my God, man, you killed a cheetah. You know,
have fun writing the description of this episode with all the shit we talked about.
You know, it's crazy. I've kind of been playing it out in my mind as we've been talking. But no.
I had to cut a lot of stuff sometimes. I'd be like, you're giving way too much information.
Well, I just want it. Well, I don't want to send anything too short and too vague, and I don't want to send anything overly long. But I know I can kind of. It's like, oh, we did this.
You just cut some. You don't give the details of what happened because we want them to be intrigued enough to watch it and see like, oh, what happened here. Yeah. Not fucking tell them exactly what happened.
All right, I'll try to be careful.
There was one. I think it was 2 weeks ago. Like. You gave the answer to the question that we were trying to pose. Like, what's the point of watching it at that point? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I guess to see where our heads are. But I understand that
they don't need to know. They watch to see where our heads are.
Yeah. Well, this is true. This is true. But still, regardless, just saying. But I guess moving forward, as we must do in life,
epic with the Pepe, fucking a list of popcorn.
So do you know what I played the other night, Jared? I played Dead Redemption 2 the other night. I went online.
Actually, I'm about to go back and play it again.
I actually am as well because I realized here in the next 2.5 months there's a good handful of games coming out that I really want to play.
I was going to say, I'm not buying that fucking $50 game.
Which one?
The release of the first one again.
Right.
Are you talking about
Red Dead Redemption?
Red Dead 1.
Oh no! That's for PS4 and Switch. No, I'm not.
I know. That. No, it's for PC and Switch.
Oh yeah, but no, I don't blame you paying
and PS4.
Yeah, I do not blame you whatsoever. If it's not a complete remaster, I'm not paying for it. But I got online the other night and I was like, you know what game I have to finish. Achievement wise, I was like Red Dead Redemption. So I have to hit.
Good luck on that, buddy. It'll take you fucking another year to finish that.
No. I only have 5 achievements left.
Bro, there's shit that you don't know about.
Oh, dude, don't worry. I'll be fine. It's going to take me a little bit of time, but I'm not worried about it. But I got online, and I have to hit level 50 for an achievement. I'm a level 35. That was the last time I stopped. So I was like, here, let me go into some showdown match, and all this other stuff. So I'm in free roam. I'm running around. I'm trying to kind of refresh my brain on everything because I haven't played it in quite some time. Just how to navigate menus and just fast travel, all that stuff. And I go into just a multiplayer game, and I did okay, but I just forgot how different third-person, multiplayer is, just because I play so many first-person shooters. And
not a real gamer.
I am a very real gamer, sir. I am the gamer. I am like the Grand Pearl Poobah.
Only games you play is first-person shooters.
No, that's not true by any means. I've been playing Dead Space. That's a third-person action-adventure game. I also like Portal, which is really good. Always play Portal. But I was playing it, and I thought of Jared, and I was just like, man, I gotta figure out how to make these last 15 levels of this grind somewhat tolerable. So what I'm going to be doing here in the next day or so is I'm going to be streaming.
That's true, Epic.
What is that?
That you just follow a guide. That's why your phone's always dead.
It depends on what game I'm playing. With Red Dead Redemption, would I have left? No. Maybe with one thing, yes. But I do use it for guides, yes, depending on what it is. So I'm going to be streaming Red Dead Redemption 2 multiplayer here in the next day or so for the next
multiplayer, you mean online?
Yeah, online. Red Dead Online.
So you're going to create a character?
I already have a character created online.
That's basically role play. Like you have to interact with other characters.
What happened to him not playing video games for a week?
Well, obviously it doesn't matter because he didn't want to hear anything about what we were saying.
That's correct.
It's still $150 down the drain, but go ahead.
Anyway, what I was going to say is that I am going to be playing the bounty hunter role. Okay, and
like
the very,
dog?
I guess.
Are you going to offer them cigarettes?
No.
Dog always had a cigarette for them.
Yeah. Anyway, doesn't matter. He's
the big bad dog.
I'm the big bad wolf. So I'm going to be playing that, and I would like you guys to check it out. Jared, if you wouldn't mind checking me out and see what my character looks like. He's got his beard.
Jared's
his hat.
always checking you out.
That is very creepy, indeed.
I've noticed.
Dan, would you like to elaborate? You're not a gamer, right?
I'm not a gamer.
Hey, you've never been a gamer?
You'd like this game.
I used to play, what was it, Tour of Duty or
Call of Duty?
Tour of Duty.
That tells you how
that
much
shows
games,
you how.
yeah.
Live on Twitch, we got somebody who doesn't know shit about games.
Dude, yeah, no bullshit. Because we
thank
are
you for
on the
making
biggest
me
game.
look
No, I actually
knowledgeable,
play
Dan.
Call of Duty all the time, and I also used to play the wrestling games.
Oh, hell yeah, brother.
Wrestling games I haven't played in
No
probably
mercy.
10 years.
Me neither. but
Yeah, I mean, it's been
Yeah,
a
me
long
neither,
time.
Really,
It was like Raw versus SmackDown.
right.
Yeah.
That's the last time I was really into it.
It's been some time.
I think you would like Red Dead Redemption 2, though.
Yeah, I think you would like it too.
It's a pretty game. I don't know if I want to use that word, but either way, the shit looks good. Like, it's very large. It's a lot to do. The storyline's cool. It's my favorite game right now.
I got into it myself. So
It's my favorite game probably in the last 20 years.
Look, there's a very
It's
easy
a
way
dope
to
game.
describe it. It's Grand Theft Auto in the Wild Wild West. That's what it is. Like, it's
Yeah, that's like the synopsis for it. And since you did bring that up, Shawn, and just because I love this podcast.
Wait. Hold on. Before we get off of this, are you naming your character?
No, well, I that's why I'm taking a day or so
Sim
to
boy.
figure this out because I
Oh,
only
shit.
spent about an hour.
RJ's role playing.
And then what I didn't realize is actually, or I knew this, but I kind of forgot about it on Game Pass. Game Pass, if you're an Xbox owner, Grand Theft Auto 5 is free on Game Pass currently, and I will be running through the entire campaign of Grand Theft Auto 5.
I fucking bought that shit.
I had it years ago on the 360 when it first came out.
I bought it for PC,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I had it years ago.
and now it's
for-
free.
Yeah, it's free now.
When
It's
did
been
you
out
buy
for
it?
like 10 years.
I know, I get it, but I fucking bought it like last year.
Crimea.
I think it's only been on Game Pass for like 2 months right now.
Although I did only get it for like $20.
I mean, if you got it for $20, that's still a steal.
Yeah.
But I am going
And I
to
didn't even finish the full campaign.
So I'm going to be playing not only Red Dead Redemption 2 online, I'm going to be going through the entire campaign of Grand Theft Auto 5, along with doing all the online multiplayer heists with my good friend, Ali Heist. So check that out. That is
You know
coming
what?
up real soon.
Fuck you guys. Fuck
And Jared-
you guys. No, fuck you
And
guys.
Jared, hold on. You didn't
Because
let
when
me-
I was fucking when I was trying to do online shit and fucking get into role play, you motherfuckers were fucking like, oh, we're playing fucking Apex Legends for every fucking 24 hours of the day. And now you guys want to fucking do this shit? Fuck off.
No, that
Yeah,
you're
fuck
looking at it in the completely wrong manner.
with Jared
I
'cause we're
didn't look
sitting
at
together.
yeah. I wasn't like I looked at it and I was like, you know what? Jared's gonna hate me. You know, like I didn't look at it like that. I was like, hey, it's free to play. It's an incredible game. We have the fall time coming up, the best time of year,
Fuck
folks.
them.
Whatever. And it's just something that I thought would be cool and I thought people would enjoy the stream for because with all the Grand Theft Auto that you play and the mods and with the merger of the modders and Rockstar, it's like, well, what not a better time to play it for the podcast than now? That's the way I thought.
Well, you're still not doing it right because GTA Online is not what an RP server is, and neither is Red Dead RP.
Let me ask you a question. Would it be legal, like, if we played video games on here that weren't sponsored?
What do you mean? Would it be legal? Of course, it'd be legal.
Okay.
It's Twitch.
I'm just saying, like, I could take y'all in some Mortal Kombat.
Oh,
that's-
now the new one's coming out. That
And,
is
like,
something we might fucking see. But
That'd be fun.
yeah, the thing is, it would be easier for us to do it if we were separate in our own places.
That's a sad thing about today's world. You're right.
No, I mean, like, we could set it up, but
we'd have to have like 4 TVs.
Yeah, and then if we're all if me and RJ are streaming, then it's going to take more bandwidth and it's going to slow everybody's stream down. So it's just better just to do it separately because he has a channel, I have a channel. Forever_dope.
It's like a simulcast.
You could always I could always like get on my phone, like Skype in or whatever, like for the show, like.
In Mortal Kombat,
you also have a channel now too because you had to sign up for this.
True.
So you could stream. I don't know how your internet is at your house. What system do you have? Are y'all motherfuckers gonna make me buy a fucking PS5?
I don't have.
I have an Xbox. So I mean,
I'm talking about for Mortal Kombat.
Oh, that. I mean,
I want to play like Mortal Kombat 2. All right.
Well, no, there's a new Mortal Kombat coming out.
That's great. I want to play Mortal Kombat 2.
No.
Okay.
This new one is fire.
It looks really good.
It looks super good.
They actually, Jared sent me a link earlier in the week for Gamescom, and there was a boatload of information that just was.
And you missed a lot of it.
I was because when you sent it to me, obviously I was at work, I did kind of like.
I know, but when I realized that I sent you
priorities straight.
When I realized I sent you the wrong, that I didn't type the link in right.
Yeah,
that's when I was like, because when I there was this game, this Chinese game that's coming out. They said it's not even done yet, bro. This shit looks amazing. I can't even explain it. It's so fucking wild.
It's called World Domination. We won't be laughing at the end.
Jesus Christ. No, but I did watch maybe a good 7 minutes of it, and I was like, okay. So what I did later that day when I had downtime at work when everybody else is gone, got on my phone, I looked at everything I looked at what I could that was announced during Gamescom.
They kept replaying this stuff too.
And what I'm actually really excited for now, which I wasn't before. Wasn't before. I am very excited to play Baldur's Gate 3.
Are you very excited to speak English?
Oh, you know, I've been thinking about this for weeks because when I brought it up, your ass was like, Baldur's Gate 3. And I was like, no, that's not how you say it. It's Baldur's Gate.
That's how we say Baldar here at the Mad Science.
RJ lives in his own world, and his own world has its own language.
No, I know. There's been plenty of things, especially when it comes to gaming. He'll try to correct me on some shit. I'm like, wait, that's not how you say that.
It is. Doesn't matter. Jared's wrong. I'm right. Free the people.
And that is just 2.
Sweet. So, hey.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Gay.
I'm glad he's got that. No.
So you're gonna play it? I heard it's big and it's a lot. Well,
yeah.
You heard it's big.
Touche. You got me.
Splice
you got
that
me.
up for us for a second.
You got me.
Isolate that on your soundboard.
I heard it was long. Couldn't avoid what this week, Epic? I need full sentences, my friend.
If he's capable of making them currently.
He is.
That's all.
Oh, you mean, yeah.
I think he's on a boat today, Epic? Were you on a boat at all today?
Oh, I know what he's talking. We're going to get into it. We're going to let these people get into that stuff.
What do you mean, these people?
No, I didn't say these. I said these people.
No, he knows it. I know exactly what he's
No, well, we're not there yet. So you're going to play Baldur's Gate. You know it's a huge-ass game.
Yeah, no, and I'm excited for that.
And there's like hundreds of hours of gameplay.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm completely fine with that.
Hundreds of hours.
Oh, I know. But, you know, when it comes to your little achievement stuff,
it'll be done.
This is different, bro.
It'll be done. Don't worry.
This game is different.
It's not. Not for the dope man, baby. The dope man.
The dope man? Are you selling drugs?
Shut up,
motherfucker.
Yeah, the DOPE. Granddaddy dope.
All right.
Forever high quality dope.
Go ahead. Go, please. So we can wrap this the fuck up.
All right. So, Dan, you're a wrestling fan.
Yep.
Sean's a wrestling fan. Jared hates us for being wrestling fans. Unfortunately, the wrestling world was very, very shooken up in the last couple days. Not only did the original hardcore legend of, sorry about that, of Terry Funk unfortunately passed away at the age of 79. Bray Wyatt unfortunately passed away the day afterwards at the age of 36 from what I've read, complications due to COVID because I guess he had a pre-existing heart condition that obviously us normal people aren't going to be aware of. And he had a heart attack and he died. And it just really stinks, really bad, because I will tell you, and I'm sure these guys can attest to this, that in the last 10 years or whatever the case may be, there has nobody been quite as unique as a character as Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt is professional wrestling at its core, with his characters, his promos. You can say whatever you want about his in-ring ability and all that other stuff. The guy was a genius, and it fucking sucks. Okay? Are you a fan of Bray? Were you a fan of Bray and The Fiend, the Wyatt family, any of that?
Yeah, so I watched. It was kind of a time I didn't watch as much, but yeah, he had the whole like show with the
Firefly Funhouse.
Yeah. So that was a whole show by itself. So that's something that no one's really seen before. He did a bunch of things no one's ever seen before. Very like creepy the way they turn out the lights when he was coming in, and he would just
was
appear.
very theatrical.
Yeah, very theatrical. Definitely something that we haven't seen before. He did a bunch of things that hadn't been done before. So yeah, it's definitely sucks.
And they had a tribute show last night on SmackDown,
Which I have not seen, but so the whole show was a tribute.
For Terry Funk and for Bray Wyatt.
I heard they did the worst hardcore.
They did. I mean, you're on Fox prime time. Yeah, it was a table spot. It's okay. But it's unfortunate because if you do follow wrestling as close as we do, we know Bray Wyatt came back last year, was ready to make a spectacular run to see what he would come up with. And I think that's why I enjoyed him so much, because he was original.
And he was only 36 years old, which is, I mean, it's hard to fathom. I mean, I think it's safe to say that's younger than all of us here. And he was a very unique talent. I mean, because like you said, with the Firefly Funhouse, he was also the Fiend at the same time. He was playing multiple characters at once, and I mean, he just had such crazy forward-thinking ideas that it was actually kind of fun during that period, during COVID in 2020, when they had no fans in the arena, which was really horrible for wrestling overall, because more, sports, of course, it feels weird without fans, but at least you still have your rooting interest, you want your team to win. Wrestling is so dependent on that sound of the crowd, that whole experience, and watching wrestling with no crowd was so weird.
It was.
And it was very odd.
It was really bad for the most part.
I will say this: I liked MMA better with no crowd.
So did I.
Okay.
Because you could hear everything. You could hear everything. You could hear the coaches.
Yep.
You could hear everything.
You could hear the impact.
UFC, to their credit, they were able to be one of the first sports back, because remember they were doing shows from like some Fight Island. Remember?
Yeah.
But with wrestling, it's the crowd is so important, but one thing they were able to do is WWE did some. What did they call them? Like, they did some matches that were like theatrical. Like, one was the Undertaker's Boneyard match with AJ Styles,
which was really good,
really fucking cool. And then they did a match with Bray Wyatt versus John Cena called the Firefly Funhouse match, which it was basically like science fiction, really. Like, it was
super Twilight Zone-ish.
I can't describe it to somebody who's never seen it.
It was one of a kind.
It's like you were tripping on acid, basically. Like, John Cena comes out like playing multiple like gimmicks from his past, and they're just. But because there's no crowd, they're able to do all this editing, and they also did some stuff just during normal matches where Bray Wyatt's puppets would show up because there was no crowd, like. And he was that unique, that he was such a character that he could actually be better without a crowd. And he had multiple gimmicks. And yes, he wasn't the best in-ring technical wrestler, but he did crazy shit, like when he would do that crab walk.
Yeah.
And
his, I'll tell you one match of his that really stands out with me. Two of them. One of them
is dead, Jared. Show some respect, please.
Yeah, and trust me, if this didn't happen, we probably wouldn't even talk about it.
Wait till you see what I've got coming up.
Oh, man. I think one of his better matches was that last standing match with John Cena, which was really good. And then he had that match at the Royal Rumble with Daniel Bryan that is really, really good.
Absolutely.
But from a theatric standpoint, a character standpoint, Bray Wyatt is professional wrestling at its core. It is not everybody in the world
He
is
is sports entertainment.
Yeah, he is like the definition of it. And when somebody told me that, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I
You might
literally
have been the
stopped.
first one that texted me. Like, I got like 5 texts within a couple minutes, but I think you might have been the first one actually. And
Yeah, and I
couldn't believe it. I was at work. I did a double take. Like,
Yeah, and it just stinks and it sucks in the world of professional wrestling for diehard fans such as ourselves. So big shout out to that guy. Rest in peace, Terry Funk as well, who's obviously way before our
Absolutely.
time. But he
and
was
Bob Barker also died
yeah,
today.
Bob
Motherfucker. God damn it. Stay on your wrestling shit.
Nah, well, we're talking about it's kind of
Yeah.
coincides.
Exactly. However,
But still,
hold on. Motherfucker. Fuck off.
Now he's not talking about Bob Barker.
Rest in peace to Bob Barker. He lost the final game of his life.
The price was wrong.
Dude, did you see somebody posted a?
You guys ruined my whole joke, but go ahead.
No, I think it went quite well.
No, well, I was going to say
Upstairs, by the door.
by the front door. What I was going to say is
Sure.
no, somebody made a joke that they were like he died like right before like bidding $1 or something like that because he was 99. Like it's like, oh man, my man got as close to $1 as he possibly could.
It's sad when people get.
He
to
went.
99.
He didn't go over. Epic said it.
Yeah,
He bid it close to the dollar, but
Yeah.
without going over.
Yeah, without going over exactly. So I mean,
That's good.
all right, I like that. A round of applause for
Do you
Epic.
remember, RJ? I was just thinking today because when we were at the Turtle, when I found that out doing a fantasy draft, and I was like, man, I wasn't even really sure he was still alive.
I thought the same thing,
The last time
too.
I saw him in public was, remember when he hosted that episode of Raw?
Yeah.
And that was all the way back in 2010. Like,
I even told my mom today when I saw it, because I saw it before her, I was like, Bob Barker died. And she was like, oh no. And I was like, I thought he died a long time ago.
No, I knew he was alive.
Yeah,
no, I knew he was alive. He just hasn't been working.
Which is obviously very fair, being the age of 99, being elderly, which is
Yeah, he
very
retired
understandable.
from Price is Right fucking
Years ago.
probably 20 years ago now.
And-
He was in his 80s when he retired from.
Yeah.
And Drew Carey took over.
So,
No,
in,
and
in
that's-
the memory of Bob Barker, I would like to ask all the fans of the Mad Scientist Lab to please have your dogs and cats spayed or neutered, okay?
All right.
And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen,
And folks, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening
To the Mad Scientist Lab.
to episode 100.
hold on. I want to bring attention to a couple of things. Epic
Sure.
brought it up in the chat a little bit. We didn't have the chat because we got 2 guests this week, or visible, I should say. We do have some merch. We're playing around. We would like to ask the audience members, if you guys want anything, like if you have any designs that you may have an idea for, or you know somebody who can design something for us because like around like what the show is, let us know so we can get that created, and that can be part of the merch people can buy. We do have like some stuff available, like a mug, a t-shirt, some hoodies, a couple different things. And if you hit ! merch in the Twitch chat, it'll pop up here. Anyway, Epic already saw it. That also if you're watching this on YouTube, please comment. Don't just fucking watch half of the fucking show and then don't say nothing. Like, bro, like we get one comment a fucking week, and that shit's getting like kind of annoying. It's like, what's the point of having multiple views and nobody's talking about the show and like, or giving us ideas, or like,
Tell me how my boobs look.
tell Shawn how's his boobs. We already know, like,
We know.
but I don't know. It's just
Phenomenal.
it's just getting kind of frustrating that like we're getting to almost 200 and people still like this. I don't know. They're taking in the entertainment, but they're not like contributing.
They're not
And I'm not even
reciprocating.
talking about monetarily. I'm talking about like help build this community so we all have some fucking input.
I think a good thing we could do on our part is try to create questions for people to answer in the comments. So I'll do one right now.
We do it throughout the show.
Earlier we talked about baseball movies and Bull Durham. Dan said that's his favorite baseball movie. Was that your favorite baseball movie, Jared?
No, mine's The Natural.
You're right. Okay, I thought. Yeah, you said The
Followed
Natural.
by League of Their Own.
Okay. All right, great. So mine is kind of a sleeper pick. My favorite baseball movie is The Rookie. RJ, do you have a favorite baseball movie?
I'm going to be very basic when I say this, but mine is The Sandlot.
The Sandlot. Great pick. Absolutely. Yeah. So everybody out there, comment and give us your favorite baseball movie.
All right. Yeah. Let us know, folks. Let us know in the comments below on YouTube. Help us out. You guys,
or even if you're not a baseball fan, give us your favorite sports movie.
The other thing is it costs nothing for you to like, share, or subscribe. Literally. It doesn't cost you shit just to fucking, if you want to support, you ain't got no money, whatever, that's fine. Just fucking share the shit. Yeah. It doesn't take it takes 2 seconds and one little push of your finger, and that's it.
Just a push, folks. Just a push. Push us over the edge. Push us over the edge into stardom.
And our normal loyal listeners and watchers who do help and contribute, like, we love y'all. Y'all know that we love y'all. Like, kind of encourage other people who are just hanging around that you might see wherever. Like, encourage them to kind of, because, like, I don't know.
Share the episodes. Send them to your friends.
I think we just need to fucking start. I guess that collectively we all got to just start doing our part. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, folks. Exactly. So if you do like this podcast, which you should, because it's great.
If you love this podcast and you want to see more and bigger, better things,
that's the thing.
Spread the word.
That's another thing. Part. That's the other thing. I was telling Shawn a couple weeks ago, I want to upgrade these cameras because we do need a third angle. So we need 2 new cameras that are. I already looked up the ones that I want to get, so we're gonna save up as all this stuff is going through. We're gonna save up. I'm gonna replace these 2 cameras, and then one of these cameras is gonna be the third angle, so you'll see a wide angle of the whole thing. So you'll see all of us at the same time at some point throughout whatever. Awesome. I still got to figure out the logistics of that, but I just think these cameras need to be upgraded. It's time to. We've been at this level for a minute. I think it's time to step it up. And that's why, like, I get upset when it comes to, like, creating new content. Like, this is not all the content that we can create. We need to be doing our skits that we've already been talking about.
Well, not to give anything away, Jared, but you and I came up with some pretty solid ideas this week, I think.
Yeah.
And that's coming soon. And also, Jared, I want to say that one big reason I would love for you to join us at WrestleMania in Philadelphia next year is because here's what we could do is if we could get this together, it doesn't have to be about wrestling, but we could do a live podcast in Philadelphia, and if people out there, or if we have enough people that are into this show, maybe people would travel to Philadelphia to be part of our live podcast, and not just be part of the crowd, be part of the show. That could be a big event for the Mad Scientist Lab, and it doesn't have to just be about wrestling.
Could be. Logistically, I told you, and I see what you're doing right now, and I already told you what the idea was, and that's why you're doing it now, because you're trying to make it. You're like, what's happening is,
what happened
logistically, I told him it may not be feasible because if, again, it's going to cost money to get all this shit traveled up there, plus to do the fucking even if I don't go to WrestleMania, if we just set this shit up somewhere and just figure it out that way, and maybe in the hotel room or whatever, that could be a possibility too. But it's still logistics, and it's not cheap.
All right,
I understand. But imagine like we go like live through WrestleCon, like with even just like a phone camera or something.
I'd rather do it on Twitch, like a live IRL thing through WrestleMania.
Because I know we have loyal fans out there that are there every week. We just got to build the fan base. That's all we need. So,
all right, folks. Well, you heard it here first. And with that being said, folks, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to episode 196.
With that being said, every fucking time.
Every time, folks. Every time that you listen to the Mad Scientist Slap podcast.
Can I ask you a question?
Live every Saturday on Twitch around 6 p.m.-ish. You can catch us anywhere you get your podcasts. That is Apple Music, Spotify, all that good stuff. Monday on YouTube for the visual. And to comment, please.
Fucking comment, and we'll see you at WrestleMania next year.
And now Jared is going to ask me a question to end the show.
Do you think about this, like, besides just topics to talk about, you think about this throughout the week? Like, what other things we can do to, like, expand this stuff?
I think of a few things, honestly. I have a creative mind.
That's news to me because you never bring it to me, so that's the only thing.
Wow.
No, this is true. Well, folks, I don't know. I'm just going to go somewhere and shove my thumb in my ass. Until next week, ladies and gentlemen, thank you as always. Like, share, comment. Comment.
Oh, yeah.
Dan, tell them to comment.
Comment.
There we go.
Comment, bitches.
And for everybody out there, always remember, let him in.
Let me in.
I prefer this one.
Rest in peace, Bob.
Terry Funk, YouTube.
Yeah, follow the buzzer.
I'm gonna hit you so hard you won't see nothing. Ever, 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 ever.
Audio skulls all day.
The merit scientist lab. The merit scientist lab. The merit scientist lab. The merit scientist lab.
You can't have an opinion on something that you haven't even tried.
Exactly.
The merit scientist